Alright, hey everybody, hope you guys all having a good day. Oops, that's my bed right there. I need to move something over here. There we go. Scoot up a little bit. Recline a little bit. There we go. What we're going to do off here first though, guys, is let me put this as a full screen. There we go. I want to take a quick peek here to see now if that fib level is not going to work. Let me see. There we go. We found it. Alright. Let me wait. There we go. Think we're good. Alright. Hey everybody. Hope you guys are all having a good day. I should probably put up a poll here. Let me do a quick thing. Right, bullish. Hope I spelled that right. There you go. There we go. Hey, hold on a second. I saw you just asked a question. I'll help you out in just 1 second. Be patient with me very fast. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Hey, Mikey, before everyone gets in here, I'm brand new to trading. Anywhere I should go to learn the tricks of the trade. So there's a few different places where you can go. YouTube's a good place. I usually recommend buying at least a couple books just to get you started. As good as YouTubers are explaining things, which we can be very good at certain times, a book will teach you a lot more of like the more boring details that you have to know just to understand the basics of what a YouTuber is really talking about. A lot of times you may find diagrams in YouTube videos, but it's still not the same as if you're actually reading the book. Let me go right here very fast. Show you this right here. There we go. Here's a book that's called Stock Charts. You don't need to get this one right away, but it's just an example of how things work out. Like there's tons of little pictures in here, and they're kind of more detailed and more boring, but the boring stuff is what you need to learn first. On top of that, if you're looking to trade stocks or options, first of all, I would suggest getting a TD Ameritrade account or a Fidelity account. They have paper trading accounts associated with them, so that means you could trade with fake money and not risk losing your hard-earned money, while learning. No, sorry, the puppy's trying to get some attention here. Yeah, if you want to trade crypto or just crypto, and you want to practice leverage or stuff like that, or you want access to paper trading, I have a couple links down below. There's going to be BitGet or Bidget, I don't know exactly how you pronounce it, and then after that is Femex. Both of those have paper trading, which I think is very important for you to learn, just because you don't have to put your real money, you don't have to put your money in there just yet. Either one of those is a good place to go. You can put some money in there. You don't have to, but then you can practice trading off of it. I would recommend not putting more than like maybe $200 to $500 in there. If you have a lot of money, you can put more in there, but I'd really say be careful, just because most traders, when they put that initial money into the market, they usually lose it because they try to do something they've heard from another YouTuber or a guru. By guru, I mean like somebody that says, "Oh, I know everything about trading." So if you do want to put a couple $100s into one of those accounts, go for it. I encourage it. But as you learn to trade, if you have $200 in your account, you should not be investing more than $20 of it on a single play. Practice. Make sure you can just have consistent profits. Watch the stream if you can. I know I'm not trying to pump myself up so much, but a lot of the stuff I'll teach you on the other side is I'll teach you about the organizational stuff, about keeping everything in order, keeping everything organized from good and the bad. That way you can see if you're actually making good trades or bad trades, and then over time you'll see where those mistakes are coming in from, because you're going to have something called the reasoning here. So every single time you make a trade, you're going to say, hey, why did I buy this? Why? Sometimes you don't have a reason, and having that right there actually just says, whoa, I didn't have a reason for buying this, which, is something very important. For example, a lot of people have been asking me over the past like 36 hours if they should be buying Bitcoin. And I said Bitcoin already broke out. I'd be waiting a little bit longer, and you want to let Bitcoin consolidate and make another pattern before the breakout. That's how I normally encourage you guys to trade, because it's the safest way to trade. It can lead to great profits in the options markets and especially in the crypto markets. So I usually wait for breakouts out of certain patterns. That's my trading style. There are other YouTubers out there that have vastly different trading styles than me, but as long as they're making money, it's okay to take a peek at what they're doing. You could even follow along with them. If my trading style is the most boring, but I think it's the most consistent way to make profits. Okay? That's why when I show my options and whatnot, I guess this is probably older but you know, and then how is this, like, these are all simple breakouts. Some worked out, some didn't. I bought actually a couple of these I bought too early and they didn't break out. They ended up coming back down before close, so that was my bad. But when I buy certain breakouts, they usually have some great returns. Don't worry about the dollar amounts. What you should care more about is the percentage amounts, like this. And then you see how they start off at, like, EIX started off at 37, and then you can see at the end of it, I know I have another file here, extras. And EIX finishes off about 992%. I think it went up all the way to 300%. So 477%, 125, 88, 12, 25, 111, down 90. Oh, that was the Zillow calls. Yeah, so that was a specific play. But yeah, so take your time. As a new trader, don't feel like you have to rush into it just because Bitcoin's high right now. Be patient. Better yet, take this time to learn. Don't worry about making money right now. And the next time Bitcoin has a big drop, which it always has after a major rally, it hasn't finished the major rally right now, but next time it does, what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to buy at lower levels and make much more money down the line. Altcoins are still probably a good thing to buy right now, but that's a separate thing. Okay. Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing well. Hey Noah, hey Chef, hey Maris, hey Brandon. Let's see what's going on here. Hey Maris, is Bitcoin doing okay? Right now, I think Bitcoin's doing fine. We do have a new Fibonacci level for it, so we're not coming all the way from this breakout up here anymore. What we're doing is looking from this breakout point up here. I could actually move this a little bit more right here if I wanted to. So there you go. So what we're seeing is resistance right here, and some support right here, resistance here, and so this is a pretty decent Fibonacci level. At the moment, according to the Fibonacci's, the Fibs, we do have a steady level of support at 62,000. A little bit lower than what I thought, but I was definitely not expecting whales to come in like that. So whales pretty much messed up my technical analysis here. Got to live with it. It's Bitcoin. Now, something that's right around this Fibonacci level at the moment, though, is the 20-day moving average. So I'm waiting to see if we're going to be able to use that as a level of support. Excuse me. Let's hop on over to the 4-hour. It was able to hold over the 50 on the 4-hour chart after it broke down below the 20. So this was the ideal time to sell right here. But most of you guys probably weren't even aware that this was happening, because most of you guys are probably at work. It happened very, very fast. Whales came in and shorted the crapola out of us, basically. So at the moment, Bitcoin's still coming down here a little bit. We're gonna have to actually go down to the 15-minute chart to see what's going on. Came up, and you saw how fast this happened, just like walloped. At the moment, we're consolidating. Let's see what happens. We're due for a little bit of a move up, but what's going to be crucial is what happens after we make that move up. Will we continue to hold and start chugging, or will short strike again after this little bit of what could potentially be a bull trap here, and then force us down even lower to test out the $62,000 range, maybe even lower down here. So be careful. We are due for I won't say necessarily move up, but we are due for some more volatility, for good or for bad, happening in the next 24 hours. Probably in the next 5 hours, I would say we're due for some volatility. Could be good or bad, but you want to be watching Bitcoin for the most part tonight. Or let's say you have a party to go to or something like that, some type of dinner. Make sure if you guys have the TradingView app, just add a simple alert for the price. So if it goes down a certain level, if it goes up a certain level, you're just aware of it. You can make any trades on your phone that you need to, because I know, many of you guys may not be close to your computer. Some of you guys don't even have computers. So just make sure to have an alert. You can set that alert to maybe 64,000 on the bottom end and 65,000 on the top end up here. So, and just so you know when the volatility is actually starting. Hey, Maki J, thank you very, very much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. And I cannot stress you, take your time learning. You can if you want to put $200 into one of those accounts I recommend, like down in my description, and then put $100 into another account or however much money you want to, and play around with that one. Use it just as play money, but any larger sums of money you have, I have people that come to me asking, like I have $40,000 to put in an account. Okay, I recommend keep that $40,000 in your bank or put it somewhere working on interest, and then after that, after you learn how to be a consistent trader, then you would want to move that money over. So I don't know how much money you have, but be careful with that money, because most people lose a lot of that introductory money they put into the market because they trade a little too erratically, or they're just not familiar how to trade just yet. Let's see. Hey friends, what do you mean by buy at a lower level? Does that mean buy low in cash? So when I mean lower levels, so when I'm talking, like, people have over the last few days have been asking me, should they be buying up here at all-time highs? I always say don't buy at all-time highs. Personally, I just don't. I prefer to buy in breakouts. This was a clear breakout right here, and there was always money to be made. There was another breakout, not from this peak, but from this peak right here, coming down to, I guess it was this peak right here, yeah. There was another breakout opportunity, but that one wasn't as good, nearly as good, just because of how the chart looked at the time. But when I told people not to buy here, it wasn't just because we're going to all-time highs. It's because personally, like I said, I'm a very boring trader. I like to trade off of breakouts. And what I mean by breakout is here. The one I use is called Forex. It's called Forex trading patterns. Don't worry about the Forex part. These patterns happen in all forms of trading. It's not just Forex. It's just the company that made this chart is a Forex company, and they did a fantastic job on it. So I just like to share it with you guys. I'm going to open the image in the new tab here. What the heck was that? Okay, hold on. It's supposed to be larger than that. No, I guess not. Okay, well, that's fine for now. Yeah, it's 13 by 6. Okay. Open image in new tab. There you go. Now it's larger for some reason. Okay, so these are the patterns that I normally look at when I'm trading Bitcoin, Ethereum, option stocks, Forex, commodities like oil and whatnot. This is what I'm normally looking at to make a trade. You guys will see these patterns happen so many times that you won't even realize it. I could go over here to the Bitcoin chart, and I can go to the 1 second, and there are tons of patterns playing out in here. Okay, over and over and over and over again. Some are pretty, some are not. Somebody was really trying to push Bitcoin down right here. Second charts are pretty interesting. But you get my point. You guys see patterns all the time over here. You see support levels. You see breakout opportunities from here to here to here. The breakout was right there. Here, I'll show you guys in a tiny fashion. This was a breakout opportunity right here. Guess what? It broke out, came up a little bit. Imagine this was a day chart. You could have made some money on that. If you would have held a little bit longer, you can still see how you're making money off of this simple breakout right here. You see these patterns all over the place. Now, you're not going to be trading off of a second chart, but second charts allow me to show you how fast these patterns are made. And so, yeah, you get my point there. There we go. Now, let me get out of the fib levels right here. There we are. But yeah, take your time. Try to memorize these patterns. There are more patterns out there, but these are the basics that you guys have to understand. Most of you guys are going to get the pennants or the flags up here, the triangles. That's what most of you guys see when you look at other YouTubers. Other ones you have right here are just the boxes and whatnot. You got the W's. The W's are pretty interesting. They call them double bottoms and triple bottoms and double tops. I don't really prefer those names because sometimes they just don't hit the top exactly. Sometimes they, like, one will go up to 100. The next top will only go to 99 or 98. So it's actually not a double top from there. Pennant, continuation, bullish. This is what you're going to see. This is something that the pennant right here with continuation bullish variant. That's something you may have seen on Tesla. So if we go over here very fast to Tesla. Let me go to the day chart here. And you would have seen that pattern happen right here. This is where I made some of the most money I made this year, was by buying right there at the end of the day, closing after the breakout, and it was soared. Another opportunity, not as good, not nearly as good because it was so much trouble, was right here. It also broke out there, but you saw how choppy it was getting up there. That's because the market was getting a little overheated and whatnot, which is fine. But in the long run, it still came up. From there, we actually transitioned from just the breakout to following this upwards trend line here. You saw this trend line from here. It actually helped us out for the most part all the way up here for Tesla. There's so many patterns. The more you trade, the more you will see these patterns. Stock, it's much easier to trade on the stock market and the options markets when you're a beginner because for the most part, everything follows a decent technical analysis level. Crypto can be a little bit different because whales can really push down the price in a heartbeat. I mean, this looks more like crypto than normal stock trading at the moment, doesn't it? So yeah, let me go back over here to Bitcoin. There we go. And you can see overall, Bitcoin's overall trend. The trend line for Bitcoin is way down here. You know, if Bitcoin really wanted to, and I'm saying if shorts really had the muscle and the firepower to do so, they could drive Bitcoin back down to like $50,000, $51,000. Now, do I think they're going to do that? No, because there's so many buyers at this level, and we're like, you know, overall the trajectory is very, very bullish for Bitcoin. But that's what the trend line currently is. Now, we have a shorter term trend line right here for Bitcoin, where Bitcoin can most likely come back down to like 61,000, 62,000. That's a lot more safer of a feeling, isn't it? Okay. Let me go back to the 15. Let me go back over here to Doge. 15 here. Yeah, and Doge took a nasty hit as well. Doge is recovering a little bit better than Bitcoin though. But that's because Dogecoin is like being held at a certain level. Somebody is trying to hold Dogecoin here for whatever reason. They're just trying to hold it. Let's see. Hey, Morgoth. Hey, Brandon. Hey, Chef. Oh, I already said that. Let's see. Hey Ford, why all the crypto down? Oh, Bitcoin got shorted heavily, and the fact that Bitcoin was coming down caused a lot of panic in the market, and you saw altcoins come down very harshly. You saw, this is Dogecoin right here during the dip. This is Ethereum during the dip. Matic during the dip. ADA. They look pretty similar, don't they? Bitcoin on the dip. On the dip. On the dip. A lot of breakdowns here. Let's see, go back over here to Doge very fast. And you can see this level of this resistance is still holding a little bit. I'm sure it's going to be able to break out though. I don't think this is going to be too much of a thing to break out of. There you go. Dogecoin's probably going to come back up to like 26 cents before it ends up coming back down. Let's see. Oop, hold on. My dog is trying to do something. Hey boys. Nope. Ow, Jesus. Trying to bite me. My dog does not like me streaming and talking to other people. Alright, let's see. Hey Chef, yeah, that's $500 real fast, but now after some months, I earn more than I lose. It's not something you can learn overnight, for real. That's what I feel bad about. There's a lot of people on YouTube that say you can, or a lot of people on Discord that say you can learn like in like a week or a month how to trade. I wish it was that easy. I wish. But if you do take some time and you read some books and you do that nitty-gritty work, you can learn pretty quickly. But by quickly, I mean so like about 4 or 5 months. But you have to be able to practice quite a bit. Right now, I'm looking for Bitcoin to just break above its 20 moving average right here on the 15-minute chart. This could be a nice little buying opportunity if you guys had some leverage and you want to do a little bit of a day trade or a scalp play on it. Not scalp, but a day trade. Let's see. Hey Jamie, hey Mike, do you have a floor for Doge right now? I think it's somewhere around 19 to 22. I'd say it's somewhere around 23 cents at the moment, 24, 23 cents. For whatever reason, Doge has been kind of held in place by greater powers. I don't know if it's whales or whatever, but people have definitely been trying to keep Doge down, but not letting it fall down so much. Remember, the last time Bitcoin took a pretty big dip was a couple weeks ago, and Doge hardly was fazed by it. So, you know, I don't know exactly why that is, but Doge has not been getting hit as hard as other coins. Today was an exception. Today actually got hit hard, though. Let's see. Hey, Fines, thanks. I got a better understanding. Hey, good, my man. I appreciate that. Let's see. Hey, Noah. Next trend will be new all-time highs for all cryptos. That's what I'm hoping for. Right now, I don't mind that we have a breather. And I think most people are freaking out right now because of this drop. But, I mean, didn't we just have the same type of drop here? Right? Same type of drop right here. We had it way back over here. We had it again over here. The same type of drop. And so I'm not too concerned. Overall, Bitcoin is still going upwards. So again, I'm not too concerned. If you guys are, if you guys want to take some money off the table and, to put some back into cash form, you're more than happy to do that. More than okay to do that. I told you guys, if you guys saw my video earlier in the day, I told you guys if you guys wanted to buy some altcoins, now was the time. But at that moment in time, Bitcoin was much lower down here, right? So most of the altcoins have probably come back up since those lows. Like if you bought Dogecoin, or some of you guys over the past few weeks, I've been telling you guys about limit orders. If they trigger, this would have been one of those experiences where the limit order would trigger. So let's say this is a 4-hour chart. Let's say you had a limit order for Dogecoin at 24 cents. Not all the way down here at 23.5 cents, because most people can't catch a falling knife like that. But let's just say you had a limit order down here at 24 cents. Let me go to the 15 very fast. If that limit order would have triggered at 24 cents, you'd be up about 7% at the moment. So that's how I think about it. There we go. But that's why I wasn't advising so much buying over the past few days. One thing I do want to see here, this is much shorter. This is just a short 4-hour time frame here. But when Bitcoin breaks this, I think it'll be pretty interesting. But on the moment, this is what you're looking at. Dogecoin is playing around with the 200 moving average. There we go. Oh, that's why it's on this chart. On the 15 here, there we go. Anything actually moving up at the moment? I don't see anything on mine, but let me go over here to... Oop, that's not what I was trying to do. IOTEX is still okay. KDA. Leo, let's see what Leo's up to. Let's see. Oh, okay, this right here. Oh, this is actually pretty interesting. So Leo just now got some volume, like not a few minutes ago. So this would be pretty interesting to see how this works out. It looks a little weak at the moment, but this is a weak flag right here. But if it can pop, it can pop. So let me see. And how did Litecoin do this? One last thing here. Oh, that's not Litecoin. There we go. Yeah, even Litecoin took a hit from that today. Litecoin was booming at 295, and now it's all the way back down here at 257. So Litecoin took a big hit. How did Sheeb do today as well? Oh, yeah, Sheeb ended up coming back down all the way down to its trend line down here as well. And you see right there earlier today, or earlier today on the yesterday's candle, if you guys can understand that, it tapped right there. Look at that, right on the trend line, and I mean it right on the trend line. You know, there's a reason I tell you all this boring information about trend lines and whatnot. But right now, what you're looking at is Sheeb. There's your buying opportunity. If you would have bought on the trend line, you'd be up about 6% right now. Not a lot, but 6%. Some people would kill for 6%, especially if you guys are trading with leverage. That 6% could be something vastly better, or vastly larger. At the moment, though, what you're looking at is you're waiting to see if Sheep can hold this. If Sheep breaks down from this trend line, it's going to come back down here like sub 0.0004. So just be aware of that. This thing is still coming down. Now, it's come down a lot since its all-time highs. From all-time highs, it's currently down about 44%. So maybe if you guys are looking at the RSI, let me pull up the RSI here. Well, it's still not oversold yet. I just think it's still definitely drop even more down below 0.00004. You know, that low level right there. Okay. There we go. But yeah, definitely not the craziest, the funnest day to be watching Bitcoin. But understand that whales control a lot of stuff. Oh, let me go back over here. Is Sol doing okay? Sol's going to test out the 200 here. Let's see how that works out. Again, this is the 5-minute chart, so nothing too crazy. And hey, Jamie, thank you so much for joining the Ruby Level, my man. I really do appreciate it. I really, really do. I'm going to put this over here. Window is set to... Oh. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, there we go. Alright, let me see what you guys have to say. Hey, Ryan, can I check out a tip? I can give it a quick peek here. Physical Therapy Inc. So that you're looking at a penny stock, it looks like. Pretty bad over the years. Broke above the 200. I would only put a small position into this one. This thing has a history of just wanting to go down more and more and more. Since it is breaking over the 50 for the first time in a while, you could definitely toss some money in here and see if it would rise up to at least the 200. So maybe over the next few days, it might go from about $4 where it is now, and maybe try to head up to $6 or $7. But this is a very YOLO-ish play. This isn't a clean breakout or anything in particular, so I'd be careful with it. But you know, you could definitely put some money down on it if you want to. I would just say don't go heavy on that position. But you know, tomorrow will be an important day for this one. Not sure if there's a pre-market available for this, but I would say definitely definitely worth trying to buy this during pre-market hours and not so much when the market is open. Nibble in the beginning, and if it looks okay when the market opens, then you could add more. Let's see. There's a lot of stuff testing the 20s. And most stuff is breaking above them. Most stuff. Yeah. A little bit of Sol here. I want to see what Sol does over the next few minutes. There we go. We're going to be able to see how many of these things rebound today. Let's see. Should I bet Bitcoin or wait? You can wait a little bit more if you want to. Bitcoin's down to 64,795. There's not really a pattern there at the moment, so you might want to wait a little bit longer. But again, it's really up to you. I tend to buy way before these all-time highs even happen. I like to buy when everything is vastly lower. And then if I want to do some more swing or day trades off of them, I tend to buy on the breakouts. Like the last breakout we had for Bitcoin was right here. Right? There was another smaller breakout right there as well, but that one ended up coming back down, so you only took a small profit before it came back down. Came to the trend line, bounced. On this breakout, tap, 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 then breakout. Let's see. Go 5 here as well. So there. Yeah. So over the next 5 hours, guys, expect some volatility coming for Bitcoin. Let's see. Hey, Tucker, my man. Hey, Brent, I caught the dip. VChain, ADA, and CKB. Hey, there you go, my man. Hold on to those ones. Let's see. Why is Doge not the only one moving while others were all-time highs? Oh, well, there's a bunch of reasons for that. For the most part, just think of Doge as being held down by whales. Plus, there's still so many new Dogecoin coming into market every day. They need to find a way to burn some of those coins off first of all. And then on top of that, you just got to be patient with Dogecoin. Right now, if you're looking at Doge, currently in this pennant, we're waiting to see if it's going to have a breakout. Short-term breakout, if you wanted to play it, is from right here. This is going to take a few more days, though. But I'm okay with what Doge is at the moment. My concern is if Doge falls down below this trend line right here. Then that would be kind of a bad sign for Doge, which it might come back down sub 20 or 18 cents even, or 16 cents, excuse me. That's when you would be concerned, and that's where most people would probably give up on Doge for a considerable amount of time. Once it came back down to 16, not if it broke down before here, but breaking down below this line and holding down below it, that'd be a pretty bad sign for Dogecoin. There we go. Let's see. I was looking to short ATIP because it looks like it was a bit of it is cooling off. Wait to see how it performs tomorrow. But if it starts cooling down, you could definitely take a short. I think most people would probably do a day trade short at open. And then once it goes down at the open like a dip, then it's eventually going to probably rip, depending on if the volume is there or not. And then you would close your position right before that rip started to occur. Hey, Irvin. Yeah, it definitely was a flash sale, but the only people that really got it were the people that were like at their computers already, or more importantly, they had limit orders to actually capture some of those gains. Let me go right here. Hold on. And And nice to see you back, Irvin. Let's see. How do you feel about auction token? 100 million market cap? You gotta give me the ticker for it. But if it has 100 million market cap, I would recommend putting about $50 to $100 into it, as long as the website and the white paper look okay. Excuse me. And then you just want to be holding it. I usually don't put a bunch of money into those lower market cap plays, but I tend to spread out a lot of money over a bunch of small plays. That way, if it explodes, I'm looking at some great profits. Do I think AMC will pull back more tomorrow? Well, AMC got hit hard by a nasty earnings report, remember? So it had a nice clean breakout. Earnings came along and destroyed that breakout opportunity, which would have been beautiful. But at the moment, what you're looking at here for Bitcoin, or excuse me, AMC, this is the trend line it has. This is the support it has. So it might come all the way back down here to 35.53 before trying to bounce back up. And plus, it just came down below the 20 moving average as well. You know, AMC is still doing okay, but I'd be very careful if I had options on this, unless they were YOLO options far away in the future. That's the only options I have right now for AMC, are ones that don't expire until like November 19th, which is like next Friday. Even those are kind of late. And then from there, I'm just going to wait and see if it pops off or not. But my options are all the way up here at $95. So they're very YOLO. They're very cheap. I didn't have to invest that much money in order to potentially make money, if you get what I'm saying. But I'd stay away from AMC until it tries to hit that trend line there. Unless you maybe see a lot of volume cooking up in the morning during pre-market hours, then maybe you can take a little bit of a bite out of it. Hey Ninja, I got some Ethereum Classic, Filecoin, and Link. Hey, there you go. I'm interested to see how they do after this little bit of a dip that we just saw today. Oh, and that means you got some good prices too if you got them in the dip. Let's see. Auction USDT. All right. Well, let me see. Let me see if it's on TradingView first. Wow, they couldn't even make a ticker for it. They actually had to name it auction. There you go. It's having a decent recovery, that's for sure. Oh, okay, hold on. Coinbase. So it looks like it's fairly new. I'm guessing it's just on some of these exchanges. I would say this is an okay play. I mean, volume is not really there at the moment, but usually when it comes to these type of plays, especially like this one with auction, I do the same thing when I'm with the Bitcoin. Like, let me go here. Spot trading. Oh, hey. No, dude. No, dog. No, dog. No, dog. Bad dog. Okay, hold on a second here. Look at this one. Kind of reminds me of a similar chart. This is what I'm investing in right now, is the BitGet token, or whatever it's called. BitGet, excuse me. And I'm just pouring some money in here and holding. That's what I'm using most of this account for. On the other hand, well, I guess those are the assets. Oh, those assets, yeah, the only ones I'm holding right there. So, yeah, at the moment, that's what I'm looking at. So, you're going to have to wait a little bit of time, but I definitely think it's worth it. But this market cap is like only 33 million. That's why I'm investing in this one. Let me see right here. Oh, yeah, this is my YouTube dashboard. I'm doing good okay this month. Sometimes I show you guys my revenue just because I like to be transparent, but I haven't done it in a minute, so transparency. Let's see. I am trying to make YouTube a full-time job. Well, 75% YouTube, 25% trading. But so far, I like trading more. There we go. Then we go here, 5, there. Let's see. Hey, Lagrasso, Mike, could you go over XLM support levels, please? Yeah. Let's see. This one had a nice breakout as well, but it got slapped back down after that, after the Bitcoin drop. So you have the moving averages. I would say the 20 is okay, but I think the 200 is going to be much better for you. It is close to having a golden cross over the next few days, which is pretty nice and bullish for the price movement. You have a support level down here at 34.3498 cents, which is good. I would say I'd be more inclined to look at the 50-day moving average as it creeps up, and then also this trend line that we've been seeing over the past few days. and some institutional buyer just came in today with that big drop down, and so an institutional buyer just came in. So somebody believes this is going to go up even higher, and that person seems to be very wealthy. There you go. Hey Neil, most things right now, if you guys are looking for something to buy, wait for a pattern to emerge, then buy. If there's no pattern, I don't think you guys should be buying. Unless you guys just are buying for a long-term, or medium-term run and waiting for altcoin season. If you guys are waiting for altcoin season, now is a great time to buy. If you guys are just trying to make more of a day trade, wait for an actual pattern to develop and then buy. That's how I'm going to recommend you guys trade. Because for the most part, if you guys buy a particular coin right now, it's probably going to go down, then it's going to go up. But I don't know if many of you guys will want to hold while it's down. Most of you guys may panic and sell. So if you do want to buy right now, and you're waiting for altcoin rally or whatever it may be, put like $10 down a day on the coin. $10 today, $10 tomorrow, $10 next day, and that way you're not going to freak out if it goes down after you bought, because you'll be continually lowering your average if it goes down, or if it goes up, you're going to be raising your average, but you're making sure that if it drops out of nowhere like it did today, you're not losing a whole bunch of money, because you're going to continue to buy and buy and buy, because during altcoin season, no matter what price you buy today, yesterday, tomorrow, next week, the price is still going to be vastly superior than what it is now. Let's see. Hey Neil, if you want to buy Clove, go for it. I don't recommend buying those types of stocks. If you want to trade the penny stocks that go like up and down like that, go for it. But in my mind, it's the same as pulling the lever, a slot lever. So it's kind of more of a big gamble. You can definitely do it, but again, I would only trade patterns off of that one as well. Hey, ready? 1 inch? Yeah, I can try. Let me see. There we go. Oh, this one's okay. It's a little far from its trend line at the moment, but still not bad. I might wait for it to come back down a little bit more, but you can start buying right now if you wanted to. If this comes down like sub $4 is more of an optimal price for me buying in here. If you hold it, I would still hold it for altcoin season. What you saw happen over the last few days, though, well, here's one example right here. Right, so here's one trend line. It's balancing right up here with the 50, so that's another opportunity to buy if you wanted to. But what happened here is you had this breakdown right here. That's just that long candle right there. And tried to come back up, but eventually fell down. That's because it broke down below that trend. So you do have a decent price of buying back in. 1 inch did pop up just maybe a couple weeks ago up to 775 or 774. So I think it's still a decent price to be buying in at. You just might have to wait a little bit before it hits those levels again, though. And what I need to do here very fast is just... I forgot to let other people know that I'm streaming right now, so hold on a second here. Let's see. There we go. Make my life a little bit easier there. See, yeah, I don't play short squeezes like that too often, unless I've been able to buy in before the short squeeze actually starts. That's how I do short squeezes. Let's see. Hey, SNE, can you make a video of how to run a YouTube for investors? I got funded from a prop firm, so I want to start a second source. I can try. Most of the time when it comes to YouTube, like, I'm still learning YouTube. I just got lucky in effect because I know how to trade, and a lot of people want to learn from, I don't want to say an expert, but somebody that trades as a full-time job. One of the things I've learned from YouTube, and I have a lot of friends, I'm in a Discord community that's specifically for people that make money off of YouTube. You can't get into it without being a full-time partner program member. Yeah, stop being a baby, doggo. I'll play with you outside. Hey, don't bite. But yeah, the one thing you need to do is gotta just make sure you have decent thumbnails first of all. Hey, dude, stop. Hey. good thumbnails, good graphics, basically. And then after that point in time, what it really comes down to is good content. This is going to sound super bad, but it's been stressing me through like really high up YouTubers is, you know, because they're like behemoths compared to my small channel. But really what it comes down to is you just have to make great content. YouTube will only push out great content. You may think if a video has 1 million views and it's crap to you, 1 million people thought it was great content. So the number one thing you have to do for YouTube is put out great content, which means you have to practice. Dude, what's the matter with you? What you have to do is you have to keep on practicing making great content. I can try to put out a video, but I won't be on this channel because YouTube won't recommend it at all. But yeah, it's basically getting good graphics down and having what the good content does is it causes people to watch for longer periods of time. If people have a higher, if your videos have a higher average view duration, which means like they're watching 50% of the video, 75% of the video, whatever, then what ends up happening is they do, you know, your channel is going to do much better. There are channels out there that have like 500,000 subscribers, but their channel hardly gets any views. One of the guys that I originally turned to help me learn how to trade, or how to not trade, but do YouTube. His name is Roberto Blake. He has 539,000 subscribers, but when he puts a video out there, his video only got 16,000, 9,000. One was 43,000, but that was a month ago. 11,000, 22,000, 7,000. But again, he has 539. So when your audience feels like your content creators are, your content is not good, YouTube is not gonna promote your content. So you have to keep on doing it over and over again, making good content. Hey Brennan, hey, thank you so much for the super chat, man. I am retiring early from your analysis. Thanks, Mike. Hey, no worries, man. I appreciate it. It's never a good day when Bitcoin falls, except for when you get those good buying opportunities. But not many people take these buying opportunities because they feel like it's going to keep on going down, which Bitcoin might here. Bitcoin is due for some volatility the next few hours. It really is. But, you know, if it goes down and you bought down here or whatever, I tend not to care because I still got a good price on it. And I know over the rest of this month, I know Bitcoin's going to end up going to another all-time high. Well, I'm thinking it is. And we're still an uptrend. And when in doubt, I usually trust the trend. When in doubt, I usually trust the trend. I said the same thing on the way down, and unfortunately, I was a little too correct on that one because it kept on going down. But right now, we're going up, and I'm expecting Bitcoin to continue going up. Now, as far as what happens the next few days, we're probably going to take a little bit of a breather. I'm not too concerned about it. We've had a few breathers in the past few weeks. Again, let me just kind of stretch this out. This drop was about, for the day, like 5-6% at the max. It was like 9%. So from open to close here, which is the most important, open to close, we were down 3% on the day for Bitcoin. Open to close, 3%. This candle right here was 4.5%. This candle right here, this was the big whopper, that was about 6%. So again, we've kind of ridden this rodeo before. Unfortunately, I talk about Bitcoin almost every day, so I'm kind of used to the ups and downs of the market. I think that many of you guys are as well, because many of you guys come here every day. But again, I'm not too concerned. This overall move down here from Bitcoin, it actually was down about 13%. But again, we were back at $57,000. So again, I'm just not too concerned about where Bitcoin's price is at the moment. I think as we go down, a lot of you guys have been asking about buying opportunities over the past few weeks and even months. When buying opportunities present themselves over the next few weeks, you can definitely buy. In. Now, what I'll say though, this is one of those times where you don't have to only buy on a breakout. If you guys wanted to day trade on a breakout, you guys could definitely do that, or swing trade off a breakout, perfectly fine. But if you guys are buying right now, I would hope that some of you guys are just buying for altcoin season, where, you know, some people bought like right here, even though it went down, they held, and over time Bitcoin is still going up because they're holding, and that holding is going to give them long-term returns. Let me go back over here to the 5. I'm waiting for Bitcoin to have some type of volatility here, but it's in a pretty tight channel. Yeah, I guess that's really the channel right here. So if you wanted to buy, you can buy for a short-term short-term play here, buy short on a short-term play here. So, but we'll be waiting for it. No, excuse me. Hello guys, so thank you for the quick update on Bitcoin dipping earlier. Oh, no worries guys. So most of you guys know my mom was pretty sick. And my grandparents away, so I'm taking care of my sister for the week. Oh, Jesus, hit my ankle. But basically, I was about to do a blitz of videos here over the past few weeks. I was supposed to do a blitz of videos this week, excuse me. But since I'm taking my sister to school and I'm doing a whole bunch of family stuff, I haven't been able to do that. Next week, I'm going to start having my videos be at a certain time of the week, and I'm thinking, somewhat around 7 o'clock Pacific time for the evening streams, and about let's say 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific time for the morning streams. Maybe Friday is going to be a little bit different because we like to drink and have fun. I literally have my Maker's Mark here, so when we drink on a Friday night, I can be just as buzzed as the rest of you. But my main point is, I will have some consistency with the channel going forward now that my whole schedule's not going to be freaking blown apart. And then what I'll also be doing is, I'm going to be doing 10 update videos a day. And what I'll be asking you guys to do is I'll be running polls about what updates do you guys want to see. So I might have an update video for Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Ethereum, ADA, BitTorrent, STMX, Litecoin, EOS, SHIB, whatever. You guys will help me decide that. And then if the one thing I just ask, if you can, please try to watch the entire video and then give the video a like. The entire, I told you guys about average view duration. If you guys could watch the entire video, I'd appreciate that a lot. That's what I'm going to be doing. So I want to be putting out 10 videos a day plus 2 streams. And then on top of that, I'm going to do a couple shorts where I tell you guys about any particular options flow data that I see. That way you guys can be hey, I'm going to copy some of the hedge funds and what their options plays are and that type of stuff. Or maybe I may even just show you guys what whales are buying in the crypto world. I plan on pumping out a bunch of videos when my schedule kind of opens up a little bit on Monday. And I'm pretty excited for it, but I was trying to do it this week. But, my grandparents gave me a 1 day in advance warning saying, hey, we're going on vacation to Georgia. And I live in Washington. They live in Washington too. I'm going to Georgia, and we need you to take your sister to school. And, as a trader, what time do I normally wake up and trade? I have to usually be up in the morning. I don't really necessarily trade in the morning all too much, but I'm looking at the markets and seeing what I need to do, and I'm working. So by the time the market closes, I know exactly what I want to buy and what prices I want to buy them at. So my whole week has been kind of blown up here, and I apologize for that. But starting next week, I'm really excited to see how many videos I can pump out every single day. They'll be fairly simple. The video today that I showed you guys, I think it was less than 3 minutes long. So if I go here and I go to my channel, the video I posted earlier was just, there you go. Bitcoin is dumping. What should you do? It just has a short little opening. And then we talk about, support. I recommend buying, and then, and that type of stuff. So, it's a pretty simple one. I have the little subscribe button here. Maybe I should put the subscribe button somewhere else, though. Maybe up here in the left-hand corner. Who knows? But yeah, there we go. I'll give my own video a like. There we go. All right, let me go back over here to the 5 with Doge. Doge is still curling up here bit by bit. And Bitcoin, again, we're just waiting for volatility. But if you guys are wanting to see this smaller channel, this is what I'll be looking at right now. Bitcoin does have some resistance here and here, but for short term, I think this is a fine breakout opportunity. Excuse me. Let's see. Hey Sly, wish I could have sold Doge at 33 cents that night. Yeah, don't worry about it. The one thing I've said about Doge for about a few months now, I know I get repetitive for it, and I know some of the Doge, the people that really truly love Doge a lot, I always tell people when Doge pops, don't be afraid to sell some of it off, because normally what's been happening over the past few months is every time Doge pops, whether it's 5% or 20% or whatever, it usually ends up coming back down afterwards, unfortunately. The other day, let me see if I can find it for you. Somebody asked something similar right here. Okay? And I would say, personally, I would sell, because I know it's probably going to come back down, unfortunately, right? And of course it did. I didn't know 100% it was going to come down, but I told him that. And then he asked me, will it come back down to 25.5 cents or 25 cents? And I said most likely, because Bitcoin Dogecoin has been in this range for the past few weeks, where it likes to go anywhere from like 24 cents to 33. And what happened? It came all the way back down here to 23.5. So I might have been a little bit high, but it did come back down to this 25-cent range. So even if he bought at 25 cents on a limit order here, I don't know if he actually had the time to buy back in, but if he did, he'd still be about 2.5%. Not a lot, but he still would have made money off of this pop, buying here, selling here, win. Buying right here, holding, still a small win. So that's how I kind of recommend trading Dogecoin for now. If you guys want to do more of like a swing trade. If you guys are long-term holders, it's a whole different ball game. You could buy Dogecoin for 25 cents right now. Be happy, because whenever, I think most people assume it's going to hit $1. My personal price target for it is around 80 cents to $1. So when it hits 80 cents, when it hits 60 cents, I'm actually going to start selling off some of my Doge, but most of it won't be sold until it hits 80 cents. And again, I'm a very cautious and conservative trader. I just want to make sure at the end of the day I have some profit. It doesn't need to be massive, huge gains. I just want to have some profit. However, I do have a long-term position on Dogecoin that was bought at 0.0024, so it's definitely been a minute. It's definitely some profit I have ready to sell off. Hey, Harris, nervously buying SHIB? Don't be nervous. So SHIB is in a precarious spot, but at the same time, SHIB is at support, remember? So, remember, I'm out of SHIB at the moment because I bought all the way down to here. And I recommended you guys buy on the breakout. This channel took forever to break out, but it did. And look what happened when it broke out of that channel. Let me see. I mean, if you actually got in on the breakout, I know most of you guys probably don't remember me telling you guys this because it was so long ago. But I mean, you guys would have made 784% profit. It'd been fantastic, or you guys could have had made up to that much. Some people would have probably sold here. Some people would have probably sold here, anywhere up there. But at the moment, you're seeing this SHIB trend line right here. It tapped on it perfectly. I said this a little bit ago when the stream first started. Look at this. This trend line was here before SHIB came down. Look how beautiful of a tap that was. I mean, look at it. There's barely any space in between it. There is space in between it, but it's barely. So now that you're looking at it here, SHIB could definitely come down a little bit more. This is an okay time to buy because you're hoping for a bounce. Now, if this day candle, which should close in about 21 hours and 37 minutes, if this day candle actually closes beneath this line, that's when you should most likely sell. The only thing that's going to be able to save SHIB from dropping a pretty sizable amount if it falls down below this trend line is going to be whales buying in vast amounts of SHIB. Now, will they do that? It's really a flip of a coin. Will whales get back into SHIB? We really have no idea. We really just don't have any idea. Hopefully, SHIB will be fine when altcoin season comes up. But if SHIB breaks down from here, the next major level for it to fall down to is going to be right around, well, first of all, it's going to be this support level right here from this low. Okay, that's one thing. 0.000 zeros, then it's 4313. Okay, if it falls down below that, then I think you're going to see the 50-day moving average as your saving grace. Worst case scenario, not worst case, but a bad scenario is it comes down all the way back down to this trend line. Oh man, that would just not be good for anybody because it's already fallen down like 40-something% from the highs. So it has come down a lot. Look at that. 44.79% at the moment. It's come down quite a bit. It should be rebounding a little bit right now, but it was just so overvalued up here that now this is the normal range. So now we have to wait for another pattern to break out. And there's not really a good pattern at the moment, unfortunately, for SHIB. So I don't really see myself buying into it. I'm looking hard. I'm looking for some way to kind of, justify this. And it's just not showing up just yet. The only thing is, overall, even though it's had this nasty drop over the past few days, it is still having a nice uptrend. And as long as it continues to ride the uptrend, you guys can continue to hold on to it. But if it starts breaking down below this downtrend, whoosh, I mean, this downtrend was established all the way back down here at in October. So, if this starts to fail, then that's what you got to say, I have to wait a little bit longer before I buy in a large amount of SHIB. But right now, right now it is still a good opportunity to buy it just because it is currently tapping on this trend line. If it holds, it can be bouncing up, and you got the best price. You know, in the past, you got the best price that nobody else would have gotten. If it fails, you got to cut your stop. You got to put your stop loss on there, and then wait for another opportunity to buy. And if you still wanted to buy into Shiba at that point, there you go. Hey, Chef. Yeah, I'll probably have an option stream up on Friday morning, and then a Friday evening will just be about crypto. I think that's a good way to go. But yeah, it'll be Friday. You know, I pick up my sister like around 3:30, so I should be good to go. Let's see. Hey, Aaron, all my crypto except OCT is down about 8% from the Bitcoin dip last night. Yeah, I did see that. It was pretty interesting. It was definitely pretty interesting. To watch OXT make a move. Hey, Ryan, take your profits while you can get them. Exactly. You guys may not make as much profits as you otherwise might have made, but you guys can still make good profits by just making sure as the price continues to go up, you sell a little bit here, you sell a little bit of coins there, just to make sure you lock in those gains. It's called unrealized profit for a reason, because you haven't closed the trade just yet. Hold on, my dog is trimming my shoes. Loki, stop being bad. My dog gets really needy when I'm talking with you guys and not with him. Dude, like, stop. Dude, hey. Thank you. Okay. Hey, Warjack, my man. Hope you're doing well as well. Again, it's been a pretty long day. I don't know how single parents do it by driving everybody and all that type of stuff. I just want to sleep all the day. I need a treat for my dog. Here, you want a spoon? Okay, I gave him a spoon. We'll see how he enjoys it. Hey, no worries, Brendan. I appreciate it, my man. And hey, Ryan, Mike is here for us, and it's awesome to be part of this community of traders. It is pretty interesting because, you know, the funny thing about, well, not funny, but the interesting thing I've seen is, for those of you guys that have been here like 3 out of 5 days a week at least since I started the streams back in April or May, I guess. Well, I started actually in March, but my channel didn't take off until April, but or May. You guys have grown a lot better, and you guys have actually been giving me plays that I've been using as well. Like, remember when we traded Starbucks, and I told you guys about my basic breakout, the way I trade using basic breakout. Excuse me. One of you guys told me about Starbucks. Now, this is a while ago, but I think it's still important. One of you guys told me about MU the other day, and MU is still doing okay, I believe. Is this it? No, this is too recent. Let's see. Starbucks? No, that's Apple. There's Starbucks. Okay. We held this for 1 day, and our only regret when we bought these was that we didn't buy more, because in the 1 day, Starbucks went up like 600%. These were July 23rd calls. I don't know exactly what happened during that one, but here. Oh, Starbucks broke. Oh no, Starbucks broke down a while ago. July. Oh. Was that it? July 2nd. Oh no, sorry. We bought. Sorry. Okay, July. Yeah, July right here. So yeah, so we bought it right here. They were very, very cheap calls because it expired this Friday. So we bought here on close, and then boom, the next day. I thought we bought on this breakup, but we didn't. So we bought right here, and 1 day hold, boom, just like that. Now, did we expect it to gap up like that? No, but we were in and we were out, and we made a bunch of money. And I didn't find that play. One of you guys found that play, asked my opinion on it, and I always said, "Oh yeah, this is great. Let's do it." You know, and things like that. My only regret is I didn't buy more. My only regret is I didn't buy more. That's a good regret to have. All right, there we go. Let me put Doge in the 15 though. There you go. Everything for the most part is creeping back up, but don't be fooled by the altcoins right now, guys. Pay attention to Bitcoin and see if it's going to break down underneath this channel, or if it's going to be able to break out of this channel. That's really going to tell you which way we're going in the short term here, or yeah, short term for the next couple, like 24 hours or so. Hey, Brent, I tried to sell my 30 Doge at 65, but Robinhood stopped buying and selling. That sounds like something Robinhood would do for sure. Hey, Wilson, my man, welcome back to the community. Let's see. Hey, Alessandro, should I just buy sheep and put it to wallet? If you want to go long term, definitely. What I would say would be a better way to do that is to, depending on how long you guys want to hold it, I would say put it somewhere where you can earn interest on it. I don't know if Voyager has interest on it at the moment. Hold on a second, let me see. Voyager, there we go. If you guys are holding coins for long periods of time, I highly recommend you're at least gaining some type of interest off of it. Let's see. Account. Earn rewards, maybe? Okay, here we go, yeah. Yeah, Sheep has 2% interest. So might as well put it into a Voyager account or some type, it doesn't have to be Voyager. Any type of account that pays you interest on your Sheep for long-term holding, just stock it in there, let the interest keep on getting, let it compound, and let it make you more and more money every single month. That's what I'd recommend. Hey, boy. I know, you're just very jealous of everybody. Nope, the whiskey's not for you. Hey, keyboard is not to be licked. That is an expensive keyboard. Hey, come on. There you go. I have to go play with my dog tonight after the stream. But yeah, so my point is, if you are going to be buying something and holding it for long term, instead of just putting it into a wallet, I'd put it somewhere where you could earn some interest on it. Just like the other day, I just opened up a Bitcoin IRA account because I just realized I'm going to be holding Bitcoin for a long time in a lot of different accounts, and might as well like have some tax benefits along with it. So I think I put a link down in my description. I think I did. Hold on a second if I didn't. If any of you guys ever, yeah, right here, Bitcoin IRA, long-term holders. This is the best way. This is the best way I found so far to make money if you guys are a long-term holder. And that's probably better if you guys are younger, especially if you guys are doing an IRA and stuff like that. Because most of you guys that are older, you guys have everything figured out. Most of it goes through the company, so why rock that boat, so to speak? Which I completely understand. You can always put your crypto in another place. But right here, there you go. It's not that bad. I kind of like it. Well, I like it a lot actually. But what do you call it? So they pay you interest on your cash as well as your crypto. I've never actually had somebody pay me interest just for cash before. Usually they want it in USTD or USDC or something in particular. These guys just pay you straight up cash, which I kind of like. Again, this is long-term investors only, long-term only. Which, I mean, I always tell you guys to invest long-term because, how do I say this? I grew up in the ghetto. If I knew, like if I had an opportunity to set up an IRA back when I was younger, like 18 years old, even though I moved out of the ghetto by the time I was like in high school, I guess. But if I knew I had the opportunity to like start an IRA with crypto, just imagine how much more would have grown than the traditional stock market. And I still think it's a good idea to have some type of retirement account or a long-term investment account available for crypto, because I don't want to sound crude, but I think crypto is just going to outpace the markets for a long time to come. A very, very long time to come. Let's see. Anyways, thank you, Michael. Just waiting to see if the Robinhood catalyst to come in and see how that Sheep reacts. Yeah, I'm interested about that as well, but I haven't heard any news about Robinhood accepting Sheep just yet. Every time I think Vlad's been asked, he's been kind of like, he kind of brushes it off. So I'm not entirely sure what his plan is, but I think he should. For all of you guys that don't know, Robinhood's kind of having a cash problem. Not cash problem in terms of them having enough money to pay you back and everything like that. But what they're having an issue with is their revenue. And that revenue is causing their stock market price to continually go down. They are very close to going to all-time lows. After having a great opening day, moving up even higher, all the way up here at $85 at one point. Now it's all the way down here at $34, close to all-time lows. What's the 52-week low? I can actually just say that. Yeah, the 52-week low is $33.25. It's currently at $34.49. So this is very, very close to the all-time lows. They are having bad earnings reports because despite having, a great, well, I'm not going to say it's a great platform, a platform that many people use, they've had trouble having a lot of money. They're having trouble with revenue because they've been making most of the money over the past few years. When Dogecoin runs up, they make a lot of money selling that order flow. When GameStop ran, and AMC ran, they made a bunch of money. But now that they're not having a bunch of runners like that and huge short squeezes every single day where the whole system is overwhelmed, they're not making those record profits every month anymore. And because of that, the market's realizing, like, well, if we have to rely on a meme stock going crazy or a meme coin going crazy just for Robinhood to make some money, how good of an investment is that company? So they have enough money to pay back. I don't want to say anything like that. But my point is, they're having some issues. So I think they need to start adding as many coins as possible in order to make much more money off of them. But for some reason, I think they're really stubbornly attached to the stock market when I think they can make a lot more money in the crypto markets as well. But, I'm not Vlad, right? Dude, what are you doing? My dog is just like eagerly waiting, like between my legs, just waiting for something, and I don't know what. There you go. All right, there you go. Doge in the 1 minute, Bitcoin in the 1 minute is coming down a little bit. Not too much though. Okay, let's go back to the 5. The 15 doesn't look all that good though. It looks like it's getting pushed down by the 20, but we still have an opportunity as long as you don't break below the 63.7788 level. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. Actually, let me just put this down right there. There we go. That's a good way to do it. Let's see. Hey Erica, I stole a little bit of Starbucks. LOL, I'm horrible right now. Just haven't had time to check my crypto all that lately. If I have coffee addiction, you have a coffee addiction is how I do parenthood. I should do that. Remember, I have like $600 espresso machine behind me. I just haven't had the time to use it. Because normally what I do, since I have to pick up my sister at like 7:20, I usually wake up at 6:30 now, and I check the market to see how all my plays are doing. I don't have many plays right now because I specifically knew I wasn't going to have time to manage them all. I look at my crypto. I see my crypto is doing okay or bad, whatever. And then I have to take my dog outside. I get him food. I get washed up. I go to visit my mom's house. From my mom's house, I take my sister to school. Then from school, I take my dog to the dog park. After my dog goes to the dog park, I come back home. Then I start working on YouTube. And then after YouTube, I go pick up my sister. All that stuff. Doggo, it's okay. It's okay. I think he just wants some water or something like that, but he'll be fine for a little bit. I gave him a whole bunch of water. He drank it all, so. Come here. He's getting too big. He's way... Okay. Maybe he was due to be a boxer. Okay. Go play. Oh, here. There you go. I gave him one of my slippers. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Do I see Doge dipping below 23? It can if Bitcoin takes a sizable drop. If you wanted to, I wouldn't just wait for Bitcoin to, even Dogecoin to try to hit 23. In case it did, what I would do is I would just say put a limit order down on it to see if it happens. I recommended having a limit order for like 23, 24 cents. And 24 cents hit. I'm not sure if the 23 even hit today. Hey P2, this is a great channel, man. Thanks for what you do. Hey, I appreciate it, guys. If you guys haven't already, please consider subscribing. Subscribing helps the channel a lot, and giving the video a like. Hey Wojak, thumbs up. I appreciate it, my man. I want to average down with Doge, but I want to buy a good price that brings my average down to 27. Just be patient with it. Normally what I recommend if you guys are trying to average down with Dogecoin is you just start buying a little bit every day. You take these little nibbles, and by nibbles I just mean these. You just start adding a little bit more. Because every single day you buy, you're going to be looking okay. If Dogecoin continues to go down, you continue to average down. But if you have a sizable position in Doge and it's down, you don't really have to average down. You can just wait until it comes back up. That way you can at least put your money into something else that might make you a little bit more money in the short term. Right now for Doge is, for whatever reason, the whales are holding Doge down. Maybe they're just waiting for the pop. Maybe they're waiting for something in particular to happen. But whales are holding Doge down time after time after time. So until retail traders have enough capital to push through those shorts they keep us down with, Doge isn't going to go anywhere. Now, eventually, whales will be the ones that are pumping up Dogecoin, and that's what everybody's really waiting for. But until that happens, don't overextend. Like, don't put too much money into Dogecoin. Just put enough in where you're going to be making some good money. And if you have a higher average, I wouldn't be too concerned about it. I would just be patient and wait it out. Hey, Alessandro, I'm not American, bro. My best bet is Binance. Binance is an okay exchange as well. Binance is okay as well. Hey, Gus. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, and I just talked about the 23 cents. Yeah, it could. I don't really see it happening too much, but because of the crazy dip we just had on Bitcoin, it's definitely plausible. Because in order for Bitcoin to gain a massive amount of dominance, which it needs in order for altcoin season to start off here, one or two things has to happen. Altcoins have to go down and Bitcoin stays the same, or Bitcoin has to go up and altcoins stay the same. Right now, it seems like everything is going down, so we're just kind of in this middle range where nothing is really changing as far as the dominance. Something is going to change eventually so Bitcoin can gain a bunch of dominance. I'm assuming that altcoins, Bitcoin's going to rise to another all-time high in the next week or so. It's going to go boom, and then altcoins are going to have an okay rise, and then it might stay steady for a little bit. So I'm thinking Bitcoin will rise a lot, altcoins will rise a little bit. Maybe that was like the third option. Maybe 4 now that I think about it. Let's see. Jelly on the espresso machine. Guys, I highly encourage you guys to get an espresso machine. And Erica, I convinced my friend to buy one as well. He's not as he doesn't make as much money as me because he's just not in the markets. But he has a decent job and everything. But what I told him, like, he's rich enough to or he's wealthy enough to have coffee every morning. So what I told him to do is just drink tea every morning, give up on coffee just for temporarily, and then every single time, it's okay, boy. Every single time you would go to the coffee shop, like it's about $12 a day for him, like there and like to work and back. What I told him is, dude, don't bite. Bad. What I told him to do is just put that $12 a day into a savings account, and then not savings account, but just kind of put it aside, and then boom, within a few months he had more than enough money to buy the espresso machine. Now he had to give up coffee for a few months. That's a pretty big ask. But I knew he could do it because he likes coffee, but he likes espresso and like he likes to find bougie things. And he always complains that Starbucks doesn't make his coffee right. So I was like, if you don't like Starbucks coffee, you don't like all the other coffees, just make it yourself. So that's one of the reasons. But Erica, having an espresso machine is very, very good. And the espresso machine I got is much cheaper nowadays. So if you guys ever wanted a good espresso machine, that's an introductory machine. It's not an appliance; it's a machine. Gaja Classic Pro. I might have misspelled Gaja. I think it's like 2 G's. Yeah. It's only $4.99 right now, or $4.49. Dude, like this dog is like just tearing me up. Dude, relax. I don't know how to do this. There you go. But it looks like this. It's very simple. It looks beautiful. There you go. It's simple. See, nice and simple. Nothing too crazy. It can go in a lot of places. Only 3 freaking switches, plus the little knobs and stuff. But yeah, espresso, I need it in order to work. I highly recommend you guys are caffeinated while you're trading. As long as the caffeine isn't going to make you all jittery. Let's see. Hey, Kirkaville, the Doge Bros. Your pup has gotten big quick. Yeah, he's gotten massive. Freaking long nails. I did trim his nails, but they got sharp all over again. He just likes to dig with them. Let's see. Why is crypto going down? The easy answer is whales shorted the crapple out of Dogecoin. Out of Bitcoin today. Like tens of millions of dollars was spent trying to push Bitcoin down. It pushed it down quite a bit. It ended up being bought up a lot faster than I expected. Normally, when Bitcoin is shorted this much, it normally has trouble rebounding in a very fast manner. But because Bitcoin's been so bullish over the past few days, it's been getting pushed up. Hey, stop. Come on now. He's trying to go climbing up on chairs and then use the chairs to climb up on tables to see what he can smell out of there. But long story short, Bitcoin got shorted very, very heavily by whales. And that pushed the price down very, very fast. Here. We go over here. Whale trades. Now, I'm not going to go all the way back down and scroll throughout the whole day. But imagine just looking at this and you see like a let me see if I can find like Litecoin shorted. Imagine it saying Bitcoin shorted by like $20, like $10 million Bitcoin short, $10 million Bitcoin short, $10 million Bitcoin short, happening over and over and over again. Excuse me. There we go. Let's see. Hey Alberto, great stream, man. Been subscribed over 3 months now and really appreciate what you do. I appreciate that, my man. And to be honest, you're the only YouTuber that I've come across that doesn't ask for money or to join a patron. Yeah, I mean, I don't really do it too much. The only reason that people actually like join the memberships is because when my stream gets really busy. So right now, my stream is compared like it's nice. It's at 100 views, whatnot. When altcoin season starts, this stream will probably get up to the thousands of viewers again. The only reason I have the memberships is it just helps me figure out who's paying for the stream or who's paying for the membership. I usually answer their questions first. Otherwise, I get incredibly overwhelmed. And I don't know if you guys understand, like right here, this is what I see on my YouTube dashboard. And I know my face is probably covering up part of it. But you see how there's only so many comments? When the stream is really busy, the comments disappear faster than I'm able to read them. And so I have no ability to actually answer everybody's questions. So I feel really bad about it. But while the stream is slow right now, I have I don't care about the revenue. Most YouTubers are YouTubers as their full-time job, and they don't really trade all too much. They say they do, but they really don't. And so they're really asking a lot of money from you, the viewer. There's a reason why I made my memberships only $1.99. You know, very, very cheap. It's because I'm not trying to make a lot of money off of you. If you get the higher up memberships, you support the channel more, obviously. But it's not like some crazy. I don't know how to say it. I don't need that much money from YouTube. I like it. It makes me good money. I use this money usually to help that grow the YouTube channel, and it helped my mom who had a stroke last year. So a lot of this money goes to her. I'm using some of it to go, help my sister go to college and stuff like that. So I use it in tons of different places, but I don't like. When I first learned how to trade, I'm going to take my dog out to use the bathroom here in a few minutes, guys. So sorry about that. Because I feel like he has to go outside or he just wants more water. One or the other. I'm going to do both with him. But when I first learned how to trade, and I was on YouTube and I was on Discord, nobody was really answering my questions because I wasn't paying for it. And when I was like, out of college, I didn't really have much money to be giving to people on YouTube. So I kind of just was like, this is the easy way for me to help out people this way. And all I usually ask is for a subscribe and a like. So, it's not that bad. Let's see. Oh, hold on. I got to go back down. And hey, 1997 Washington, I appreciate the membership. Thank you very, very much. And if you have any questions, my man, I ask away. And thank you again for joining the Ruby Level, my man. And hey, Mikey J, thank you for joining the Ruby Level as well, guys. I really do appreciate it. Like, I cannot stress how much I appreciate it. I try my best to kind of give you guys a good... sorry, my dog's just so distracted right now. A good amount of information. Hey Gus, also the infrastructure bill had lots of new crypto regulation as well. Yeah, it did. Hold on a second here. Hey Coin, hey Mike, and TA and Shiba. Sheeb's at the trend line right now. So Coin, if you wanted to buy it, it's right here. Like this is the trend line. The trend line that's been around all the way since October 4th. That's the trend line. Let me show you the 5-minute. I mean, you're so close. It barely dipped down below it, came back up, but you're very, very close. If you wanted to take a position on Sheeb, now is the time. If the day candle actually closes down below this though, that's when I would sell and I'd be waiting to get back in at a later time. So this is the opportunity for the play. Nobody knows if it's actually going to come back up or if it's going to come back down. The good thing is actually here on the 5-minute chart, you do have an opportunity to break back above the 200 here in the next hour or so. So I think the opportunity is there. This is a great time to be buying. The only thing is, if it does end up breaking down, which is possible like any other play, you want to make sure you sell and then wait for another opportunity to buy. Okay, let me go back up here. And now Doge is doing a little bit of moves right here as well. That's nice to see. Doge is going to try to get up to the 200. And hey guys, yeah. Oh, talking about the infrastructure bill, yeah. We talked about the infrastructure bill a few days ago. I have it bookmarked. This is how boring of a person I can be, but I try to find the information here. History, no. Bookmarks. And text, here's the bill. And then what we did is we did Control F. And what is it? Digital assets. It's called digital assets now. They don't mention it as crypto. It's digital assets. Took us a while to figure this out. Oh, I spelled asset wrong. Digital asset. There we go. Let me go up to the top. So this is in the table of contents. Conforming amendments, information and reporting for brokers and digital assets. And then and then it kind of goes through the whole list of what the digital asset laws are. They weren't too much of an impact on regular day traders. The tax, like the stuff that would have taxed you and me, they left it out, and mostly is going to affect the brokers in this bill. I think they might have moved all this other stuff that may harm us into the Build Back Better bill. And so I'm going to try to look at it later on to see what I can find. And now I know that it's called digital assets. So the only thing about the Build Back Better bill, I'm not even sure if it's written yet. They keep on saying it's something's in there and it's not, then it's in there, then it's not. So I really have no idea if the bill is actually written yet. And because of that, I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I've never had a situation like that where we're trying to figure out what's in there, but they keep on saying, hey, this is in it, then this isn't it, then this is not in it, then this isn't in it. Joe Manchin doesn't want this, Progressive wants that, and I'm just like, make up your freaking minds already so I know how this is going to affect me. Because, again, I don't have kids. I don't care about universal pre-K. If you guys have kids and you want it, awesome. This is talking about like me as an investor. I don't have kids. I'm not old, so I don't need the hearing aid stuff or any of that type of crap. I don't need my eyes. Well, I have enough money to pay for my glasses and stuff like that. So a lot of stuff in this bill isn't going to help me at all. So I don't really care about it too much. I just want to know how I'm going to be taxed. How am I going to be taxed by the government? Because they're going to. I don't know if they're going to pass it or not. But around the corner, guys, we have tax season. How is the IRS going to deal with this if they only have like a few months to kind of get everything organized? There's just no way to know for sure. Let's see. Hey, Monica. Hey, Mike. Do you consider Pigney still as a good options play? This time on the rebound, I did some options calls yesterday. Went down today. I bought some more to average. To me, it looks like it will rebound. It is close to support if you want it. If it does bounce off, you could consider holding them for a little bit longer. If it does break down below that trend line, though, I would cut my losses and just move on to another play. That's what I would personally do. And if you look at overall about what the Dow and the NASDAQ have been doing, and the S&P, here we go, here's the Dow. Let's go to the day. We had a nice clean breakout. It came down a little bit, but it kept on soaring up. I'm wondering if we're going to be able to bounce off the 20. So we might have one more bad day before we have an opportunity to bounce off. So be careful. We might have one more day of going down here. And if we break down below the 200, oh boy, that's not going to be a fun week going forward. On the SPY, getting closer to the 20 as well. Similar breakout pattern here. But man, this 20 seems like where things are really going to ultimately come back down to. And last but not least, the NASDAQ, same thing as well, coming back down towards the 20. So I think if you wanted to buy some calls, I think tomorrow would be the day to try that out. Again, take some time to look at what the hedge funds are doing. But as far as options plays are concerned, but I think you should be okay. Today I probably would have said no, but tomorrow I think you will be okay if you wanted to buy some more calls here. But I do think we have one more bad day coming. Hopefully I'm wrong about it, but it looks like we could be coming down a little bit more towards those 20-day moving averages in a lot of these plays. Especially because we had those bad inflation numbers, say like horrible inflation numbers, like horrible numbers. Oil is starting to stabilize a little bit. It came back down yesterday. It's come back up now. We'll see. But oil, oil hasn't been this. Let me go to the weekly chart. Oil hasn't been this bad in a while. So I'm really hoping that it can come back down. I like cheap gas prices. I enjoy cheap gas prices. But, I don't want to see them keep on going higher and higher and higher like this. Okay, there we go. And we look at Doge, I think. Let's go to 5. Auto. There we go. And Doge is climbing back up at the moment, which is pretty nice. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is still kind of coming down a little bit. And hey, Mikey J, thank you for joining again in 1977 L. Washington. I appreciate it, my man. How analysts to buff Dogecoin and buff Dogecoin list in Hotbit. Are you asking if listing on Hotbit may help out Dogecoin's price? I don't think it'll help out the price too much. Hey, been watching for 5 or 6 months and always have your Doge Bitcoin chart streaming 24/7. I appreciate your honest candor. Keep up the great work. Hey, man, I appreciate it a lot. Very, very much. I really do appreciate that. And no worries, Coin. You're welcome. Let's see. Hello, Will Scratcher. We got shorted heavily. That's why. We got Bitcoin was shorted very, very heavily. Caused that crash, or I consider it more of a dump, not so much of a crash. Crashes to me are always something like more than 20% is a crash in my mind, but a big dump for sure. And we were shorted pretty heavily. Hey Gus, thanks. And the tax rates were exactly what I was worried about, especially for me being in New York. Yeah, New York is a very weird situation because you guys have the financial sector, and banks hate crypto because all of us have been moving our money out of our bank accounts, which are run by banks, of course, and we've been putting it into bunches of exchanges. So instead of having all of our money in their accounts for them to lend out to other people or them to buy assets and whatever, we've put that money into another account so the exchange can do the same exact thing, but I'm making more money in this exchange than I am with your lousy 0.00 APY. Like, I think here, hold on. Wells Fargo APY. Oops, I misspelled APY. Here you go. If you wanted a savings account right now for Wells Fargo, you're looking to make back. I can't click this, otherwise it'll take me to a different page. But now you're going to be looking at 0.01%. Yowza. Awesome. But if you just go over here to the... Here you go. Oops. Interest rates. Now this is back from July. I know it's moved up a little bit, but for the most part, these are all the same. If you just have the USDT coin, USDC, you're looking at 9%. 9% interest. Do you want 0.01% or 9%? And they do it monthly, so it compounds. It's just such a no-brainer. And the one thing the banks have going for them that the exchanges don't have just yet is the banks are FDIC insured or SPIC insured, which means if you lose all your money, somebody hacks into it, the insurance is going to pay you back. On the other side, exchanges don't have that just yet. They're trying, but the FDIC is pretty much owned by banks because those are the biggest clients. And banks in the financial sector, especially in New York, they hate that they don't have control of the crypto markets. And because of that, the amount of money they're making is a little bit limited. They're still making great profits, don't get me wrong. They're still great investments for long-term holdings, but they are furious that all of us are moving our money out of their banks and putting it into different crypto platforms. They were even mad at Robinhood before I'd even started doing crypto. So, the money is moving away from the banks into other sectors, and the banks are having trouble figuring out how to deal with that. Chase Bank, they came up with a new trading app here a few months ago. It's built into their actual app, and it was horrible. And it made me realize that these people don't know what they're doing when it comes to trading. Not at all. Like it was horrible. Like it was so horrible. I tried to buy options on it, and I did. I tried to sell those options for like a 20% profit. Every single time I tried to hop on, the app crashed. Like the actual options section in the app crashed, and I couldn't sell them, and I took a loss. Oh Jesus! Hold on. Sorry, I had to have a notification on here. Oh, hold on 1 second here. There we go. All right. But yeah, so actually I should probably respond to that. Sorry. I had like a loud notification go off in my ear. There you go. But yeah, so banks are just kind of mad about that. I heard the Evergrande default news say that's why the stock market crashed. No. Stock market crashed because of technicals, and we had a horrible inflation report today. Horrible. Like if you just go to CNBC, they have to be talking about inflation. So Elon Musk sells over $1 billion of Tesla stock. Oh man, Elon. I love that face though. Yeah. Well, he had to pay his taxes. Actually, let me go over here to Finviz very quick before we talk about that. I want to actually go over here to Tesla news. That's what that was. That was $1 billion drop off right there. Let's go down. Let's go down. Ah, look at this. 299 million, 800 million, 478 million, 669 million. This was a bunch. He sold more than $1 billion. Yeah. They say over 1.1 billion, but it was a lot more than 1.1 billion. This was 60 million, 210 million, 258 million. This is 1 billion right here in this single trade. So Elon's cashing out. He better have some fun with that money. Get ready for taxes. Holy bejeebus. Okay, go here. But if we go, let me see if I go down. I don't care about Trump. I don't care about the. Okay, here. Inflation. Inflation is bad. Oh, why are they talking about Disney? I feel like they're just trying to pump up certain stocks at certain points here. But yeah, we had a horrible inflation data. Horrible inflation report. And, you know, it's just the market is a little freaked out about that because pretty soon inflation is going to get to the point where people stop purchasing the things they like because they realize they can't afford them anymore. You remember when McDonald's got rid of the dollar menu? A lot of people just stopped going to McDonald's altogether. Now, overall, everything kept on grinding, like working out okay, but a lot of people just stopped doing that, and they're afraid that type of trend is going to happen with the entire consumer market. You know, maybe people can't afford that extra luxury. I'm trying to think of an extra luxury. Like, you know, instead of me buying the newest TV out there, maybe I buy something a little bit cheaper. Maybe instead of... I'm trying to think of just something realistic. I usually buy what I want, so I can't talk about it in terms of like not having enough money for it. You know, instead of having a full table this year for Thanksgiving, maybe I can only afford 3/4 of the stuff I normally have. So maybe instead of having stuffing and mashed potatoes, which are both pretty cheap things, and maybe I just have mashed potatoes. If you get my point, I'm not saying people are just going to give up stuffing for mashed potatoes, but I'm trying to get you to understand what I'm saying. And then what happens is, if I don't pay for stuffing, maybe during the next earnings report, stuffing is the stuffing company, they have a bad earnings report. People sell off their stock market goes down. Then they have to find out a way to fix that. Maybe they have to increase price or do something, and it's just going to cause a massive chain reaction going forward. We're just waiting for that. Well, at this point, we're kind of more just waiting for that chain reaction to happen because we're still pumping in a bunch of money into the economy every single month, whether it's one of these massive infrastructure bills we're talking about, or if it's just Jerome Powell pumping in like $250 billion a month into the bond markets. If I'm right, we'll sell tomorrow if it goes up. What do you think? Yeah, if it goes up tomorrow, I would definitely sell and then take whatever profit you have and move on to the next play. If you wanted to, you could definitely leave a little bit in there, but I'd only see like 1 or 2 calls. Let's see. Hey, Tucker, that's only up 250K if I'm not mistaken. I forgot what I was talking about in the terms of that, but you're probably right. Hey, Brennan, yep, been getting insane offers from my bank lately. Yeah, banks need money. I have a friend that works at the bank, and banks are getting more strict about the credit limit. So if you guys have great credit, don't worry, banks are still going to lend you money. But if you're in that middle zone where normally a bank would give you credit, now the banks are giving it a second thought and saying, wow, should we give this guy an increased amount of credit? Should we give him extra credit? Or should we give this new guy that has decent credit, not great, but decent credit, should we let him open up a new account? They're not going to, for the most part, they're going to say no. Okay, unless something's really good, unless you have like no debt, no nothing, and you're just looking to get a card. But for the most part, banks are getting a little bit strict on giving out debt. Let's see. Hello, Scratcher. You can buy an older iPhone instead of a new iPhone. People could. I just feel like most people would rather go bankrupt than have an old iPhone. I don't know why that is. Like, I have the newest iPhone, but I specifically pay for an AT&T plan that lets me get the new iPhone every single year if I wanted to, after I pay off like half the phone or something like that. So, that's how I pay for it. But I think most people can't afford iPhones, but they buy them anyway. Like, one of my friends of a friend, he makes about like $30,000 a year. Now, in Washington State, that's actually not that much. Probably most people it's not too much, but $30,000 a year. Okay, $30K, and then you divide that by how much an iPhone costs. He got an iPhone for like $1,100. Let's see. There's math I'm trying to do here, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm entering it in right. Oh, hold on. Yeah, hold on. Yep, sorry. There you go. So, let's see. No, okay, I'm not doing this right. Forget about it. But he's putting a considerable amount of his earnings into a phone, which makes no sense. But America, for the most part, is pretty brainwashed by corporations to buy the newest thing, or otherwise you're not cool. Which helps out the prices of stocks, which makes me money. But for most Americans, they're kind of buying stuff that they can't afford. And what happens when they realize they really can't afford it? I think most people that buy an iPhone realize they can't afford it, but you just never know. Let's see. If this is a good dip to buy Ethereum, yeah, you can definitely consider buying some Ethereum here. If you're looking at Ethereum, the one thing I'm going to tell you, it's best to be holding that for a long-term play, though. It is close to the trend line, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, it's pretty close to the trend line. Excuse me. So if you did want to buy some, just understand that it is pretty close to the trend line here. If it does break down, you want to sell and buy back later. If it holds above this trend line on the day candle in particular, then you're going to continue to hold it, and you're going to continue to see it grind up day by day by day. Like it's been grinding for a while now, pretty nicely. Now, if it breaks down from here, the next trend line that it has is this trend line from all the way back here that started July 21st. That trend line, however, is all the way back down here at like $3,600. Well under 4,000. So I'm not saying it's going to come back down that much, but I'm saying the real trend line for Ethereum, since this breakout actually started, is way down here. So eventually, I think that this is actually going to break down, but we're going to have to wait to see when that happens. But right now, since it is testing out this trend line, it is a decent opportunity to buy. You could wait a little bit longer if you wanted to see if it got a little bit closer to the trend line itself, because right now it's currently about 4% away from the trend line. So if it does come back down here, you would lose 4% before it comes up even more. So if you wanted to try to get a little bit of a cheaper price on this, you could see if you can get it somewhere down here about 4,520 instead of the 4,600 it's at now. But if you really care about that few percent, you can. I think most people would. You could definitely wait a little bit longer, especially because we have no idea if Bitcoin's going to break down out of here or break up. Let's see. If hyperinflation happens, can we see Dogecoin hit $10 or higher? Probably, but it wouldn't go anywhere. It wouldn't go anywhere special. It wouldn't. Inflation is not good for anybody. It's really not a good thing to see happen. Unfortunately. Let's see. Let me just pull this up here. Okay, Dogecoin's coming up a little bit. Let's see. The banks should jump on the cryptocurrency bandwagons. They're trying to. I know through the grapevine, banks are trying to work on exchanges. But the thing is, banks are so old school, they don't understand how to run a modern app like that. What banks are doing instead, which is somewhat smart, but on the other hand, very stupid, is they're investing in the crypto exchange. They're actually putting their money there. They're saying, hey, we're taking a position into this broker. So they'll be making money off of that, right? That's a good thing. But at the same time, they're not going to be holding everybody's money, which is the core reason that they're so ticked off. There's a reason why places like New York aren't allowed to have certain apps. Because it's much easier to lobby the New York Congress than it is to lobby the United States Congress. New York's Congress, everything revolves around finance. Everybody kind of knows each other. It's much more of a bros type of place. Girls in there as well, don't get me wrong. But it's, everybody is touched by finance because that's a lot of the campaign donations. Unfortunately, that means that people in New York can't actually, have the best exchanges because, New York is pretty strict about that type of stuff. They want that money to stay in the banks, especially if there's a lot of people in New York that want their money to gain interest. Imagine if somebody put $1 million into a crypto wallet to earn, 9% annual interest. I mean, that's like $90,000 a year before it even compounds. So, banks understand the seriousness of this problem that they're facing, but they're trying to figure it out. But I don't think most bankers aren't the most modern of people when it comes to crypto. They've been saying it's not a good investment for so long. How are they going to easily flip around and say, "Oh my God, crypto's here, awesome"? Yeah. Let's see. Hey Kevin, okay, I think I'll wait. So yeah, no worries, man. It may go up, but I'm just saying, you know, personally, since I had to wait for that cheaper price just to kind of save you a few percent. Again, it may go up, but personally, how I want to do it, I want to get the best price or no price at all. But that's just because I'm a little bit greedy and I'm a little bit more cautious. So if it ended up, if Ethereum did end up breaking down below that trend line, I'd only be losing like 1% before I sold off, instead of like maybe losing like 5-6% because I bought then. It came back down to test out the support, the trend line, and then it ended up coming back down even more below that and breaking down. So that's where my mind is, especially as Bitcoin's been shorted very heavily. Bitcoin at the moment is waiting for a large amount of volatility. Whether it goes up or down, we really have no idea at the moment. Hopefully it goes up. But right now, bulls and bears are staring each other down saying, hey, are you going to short us again and make us go down even more? Or are the bears going to blink and then bulls will come in and start sweeping up and we'll try to go back up to $66,000, $67,000 before we consolidate to try to go to all-time highs past $69,000 again. Hey Ahmed, hey Mike, looks like Shiba's recovering here. Let's take a quick peek right now. It did tap on the trend line here. So let me go over here to the 15. There you go. Yeah, it's definitely trying. It definitely is trying here. What are we looking at here? Maybe if it comes back above this or so. And, well, oh yeah, I don't know if you were here on over the past few minutes, but I said if you guys don't want to take a position in SHIB, now's the time. It's still pretty close to the trend line. Well, I guess now, what is it? Now it's 6% away. A few minutes ago when we were talking, it was only 4% away, so it is coming up a little bit more. But if you guys didn't want to take a bite on SHIB, now is the time to do so anyway. And again, if it does break down, you could definitely sell and take a small loss. But if you guys do want to take a position in SHIB, now is the time. Personally, I'm not, because I made my money with SHIB. I'm kind of moving on. I'm waiting for a clear breakup before I buy. But if you guys did want to, that's the play that would happen. Or you could try to buy back when it breaks above this point 0.00006547 level. That'd be another opportunity to buy, because then this is going to be breaking out of this flag here, and you could see it going poof right up there. But short term, it's still a decent opportunity to buy. Really, it is. But again, it's really up to you. Maybe just put a few bucks into it if you wanted to. Otherwise, you don't have to. It's not too big of a deal. There's other trades out there for sure. Let's see. Hope you're doing well, Ahmed. Oh, that reminds me, Ahmed. For Christmas, I'm sending everybody tea. So don't be afraid to message me on Discord later on and let me know what type of tea you like. It doesn't have to be now because I'll probably forget about it. But I'm just reminding you to remind me that I owe you a few things of tea. Premium tea, like really, really high quality tea. I'll give you a website and you can choose from it. It's like really good stuff. And just tell me the type of tea you want and the types of tea, because it'll be more than one bag. And I'll go buy it one day during the holidays and I'll mail it off to you guys. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, Lois Crutcher, I heard warehouse employees took out $8,000 to gamble and it paid off. You guys can definitely do that. Personally, I just don't recommend gambling all too much, because most of the time people lose. You hear about the guy that wins, but like there's like 1,000 people that have tried the same thing and lost money. Probably even more than 1,000 people at the same time, right? Yeah, no worries, Ahmed. Hey, Probin, hi, Mike. Sorry, joining late. You might have covered this already, but why did everything go down a little bit? Hey, Probin, we got shorted heavily. Like Bitcoin in particular got heavily shorted. And because of that, I mean, everything just tanked. Just came right down. We had a lot of buying pressure coming down, about $62,000, $63,000. So it pumped back up to $64,500, what it is now, which is fantastic. But at the moment, probably, we're waiting for another leg down or a leg up from here. We're not going to stick around and go sideways for much longer. Eventually, whales are going to come in here to push us down another level or to push us up. So just be aware of that. But the reason everything dropped down today was definitely just whales shorted the heck out of us. Came as a little bit of a surprise, but man, they took us down hard. Hey, no worries, Ahmed. I always like to show thanks to the moderators. And what do you call hit me up on Discord. But this is a custom bag I got, so it's not as pretty. But most of the bags look like this, where it's kind of nice and kind of just nicer. But trust me, you're gonna like this tea, and I'm gonna give you like 4 bags, and so you can choose like 4 random bags. They're like, no matter what tea you get, it's amazing. Although it is loose leaf tea, it is loose leaf, so hopefully you have some type of little strainer thing for it or something like that. But because loose leaf tea is a whole different breed than it is with tea bags. Yeah, right. There we go. All right. Now I see one thing. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna take my dog out for a break here in a few minutes. Hey John, gambling never. Oh, thank you very much for the super chat. Sorry, I always want to say thank you when you guys do super chats. I really do appreciate it, truly, guys. Gambling never. I play it safe. Deep out of the money call options have worked wonders for me. The earlier the expiry, the better. Deep out of the money call options have worked wonders for me. The earlier the expiry, the better. Oh, that is interesting. What do you call it? If I play that way, I usually do it off of earnings, and you can buy calls or puts, and usually no matter what happens, it goes like you're making more money because the percentages increases quite a bit. So I do know what you're talking about, and congrats, man. If you find a strategy that works for you, stick with it. Just make sure to take your profits, which it sounds like you're doing, and if they're working wonders, you better stick with those wonders. Hey, Christian, they were saying it went down because of the Evergrande, the Chinese real estate company, defaulting on their bonds. That would not be a huge reason for Bitcoin to go down. I think whales may try to use that as an excuse for pushing it down, right? But overall, I think it hurts more of the actual stock market than it does the crypto market. And the stock market took a little bit of a dip, but the stock market has been going down for the past few days because of the technicals. Like the technicals showed it teetering a little bit. All of the indexes taking a little bit of a break after reaching all-time highs again and again and again and again and again, and like over and over and over again. So they just needed to breathe. So it came at a bad time for the stock markets, but not so much of the crypto markets, at least in my opinion. But that's been a crazy thing for a while, the Evergrande, scandal, whatever you want to call it. Like, they just... China's real estate market is pretty darn crazy. If only we were allowed to go buy all their real estate up, like they do buy all of our real estate up, maybe we can help them out a little bit. But, it's interesting. I don't think it's going to be too much of a concern. I do want to see how the bond market reacts to it. But from the bond market today, remember... At least in the American bond markets, we have Jerome Powell. He's pumping in like over $200 billion into the markets, into the bond markets. And again, $200 billion into the bond markets. And that's not every year. That's every single month. So I think our bond markets are going to be just fine. So if we do take a little bit of a hit, I only think it's going to be temporary just because of how much money we're freaking flooding in there. Now, Jerome is about to start tapering off. Jerome Powell is supposed to start tapering off from all those bond purchases, but I don't know if he's going to taper off by 5%, 10%, 20%, 50%. We just don't know just yet. Maybe next time he goes before Congress, he'll be able to tell us what's going on. But usually the Fed is not very upfront with Congress, for whatever reason. So hopefully we'll be able to find it, but I don't think it's going to cause too much trouble for us, especially since it's been happening for a few months now, and we've all kind of been knowing something bad's been happening with Evergrande. It's a Chinese scandal type of thing. They don't like it, but it hasn't caused too much problem for the United States markets. In the past few months, the market has still been going up pretty well. Hey, Elmer, nice to see you back, my man. Hey, Mike, hope you and the pup are doing well. We're doing very, very well. He's laying down. Oh, he just took a nap. That means I can stream with you guys for a little bit longer. When he ends up waking up, I will take him outside to go use the bathroom, but I think that'll be after the stream now that he's kind of passed out. Let's see. Hey, first name, you gonna teabag me for free? No, I haven't played Call of Duty in a few years now. I'm thinking of getting the new Call of Duty though, but I mean the only game I really play on a consistent basis is Red Dead 2. What I'm looking for right now is a PlayStation 5. I'm probably going to buy it for myself for Christmas. I'm just looking for it. I'm looking to buy one. I follow some guy on Twitter that shows when they're available, but I'm not in any crazy rush just because as much as I love playing video games, it's kind of one of those things you realize as an adult, where is my time to actually play video games? I don't actually play them all too much anymore, especially with YouTube coming into my life right now, and also me taking care of my sister since my grandparents are down in Georgia. I'm just like, my life is just like it's a blur. My days are turning into blurs, which is not a good thing. Video games help that out a little bit. Let's see. You have 0.03 of Bitcoin lost somewhere first name. Definitely take some time to look for it. I mean, I would definitely try to find it. I know people that have like over 300 Bitcoin lost on a server that they don't know the password to. Like there's tons of people like that all across America where they have it on the computer. They bought it back when before Bitcoin was more mainstream and they held all these exchanges for it. And now that they, and now that it's worth something, they're trying to get back into it, but it's a long lost password they don't know the code to. It's tragic. And 0.03 Bitcoin is a lot. So especially when in the future, it's going to be even more. Let's see. Hey Zayd, how's the Bitcoin volume over the last compared to the last few days? It's about the same, I believe. I mean, like day wise, it's yesterday had a see. I'm just gonna scroll up so you guys can just see the colors. We didn't have a crazy amount of more volume today than we have any other day. It's still a little bit higher than the average, but we're still, it's not like we had a crazy like big selling off like this. This sell off right here was something way more drastic. This is just something a little bit more minor. A little bit more minor. I'm not too concerned about it. The funny thing about Bitcoin though is we really don't have too many down consistent days. 2 days then green, 1 day then green, 2 days then greens, 3 days then green, 3 days then greens, 3 days on third day now. So hopefully tomorrow we have a green day. When's the last time we had 4 red days in a row? Right back here. Back in August. Before that, it was back in July. Before that, it was back in June. We rarely have 4 bad days in the crypto markets. Maybe just a little tidbit to make you a little bit more confident. We're on the 3rd day. Maybe it might be the 4th day. But on that 4th day, it might not be a bad idea to buy some. I mean, it might not be a bad idea to buy some now, too. But, that's just me being me. When you have ADHD, you find a lot of patterns. Let's see. Hey, Irvin, I haven't heard any more news about Robinhood's crypto wallets. They're keeping all of it on the hush-hush, and I don't know why. If I was Robinhood, I'd be trying to tout it from the rooftops that, hey, wallets are coming soon, because the stock price is about to head to all-time lows, and they need some type of positive news. But to answer the question, I have no new news about what's going on with the Robinhood wallets. I thought they were supposed to be out by now. They kept on talking about them every now and again, like a few months ago. But now they've just the news has kind of dried up a little bit on them, unfortunately. I'm hoping they come out soon, because I think what they're afraid of is a lot of people are going to move their money out of Robinhood, all their crypto out of Robinhood. They're going to move it to more of a traditional platform. I think that's what they're expecting, and I'm thinking they don't know how many people how much money is going to leave their platform, and so they're concerned about that. And probably also just that they're not ready to launch. Something as simple as that could be the problem as well. Just like how I tell you guys, move your money out of Robinhood and move it over into TD Ameritrade or something like that. You can move your portfolio over from Robinhood into TD Ameritrade without actually selling everything, right? Well, you can't do that with crypto just yet, and because of that, it's going to become a little bit of a hassle. And I'm really wondering if they're considering putting fees on the wallets. If it's really going to be free, or if they're going to charge you to pull your money out of Robinhood and transfer it over to a more respectable exchange. If you guys do have wallets and you guys do want to move your money into different exchanges that are better, especially those that have leverage and they don't charge you for all the extra data, I have a couple links down below. But my main point is you guys want to move on from Robinhood. You guys want to move on from Webull. You guys want to move on from those types of apps and start learning to trade more consistently. Those apps are great for beginners. They're perfect. They help you out bit by bit. But you want a support team that can help you out a little bit more efficiently, especially when it comes down to TD Ameritrade and the stock market. Oh my gosh, it's just the support is just so much better. You guys have no idea. And you just want to be able to start charting in a different way. I can go on Robinhood and I can see technical analysis just by looking at the charts and on the lines. But I know most of you guys aren't going to be looking at the technicals like that in such a weird way. And that's why I recommend, if you guys do if you guys do want to stick with Robinhood or Webull and you guys don't want to move up to a different exchange that's a little bit better, it's okay. There's no ill will or something like that on it. What I would tell you guys is just to make sure you guys have TradingView and you have a way to chart everything separately. Because I know it can be tough, And I know sometimes some of you guys just don't have enough money to afford a computer or a laptop, and so you guys are kind of stuck on your phone. And in that circumstance, maybe it's it's okay to just stick around with those apps. But once you guys are able to get a computer, or if you guys do have a computer, I highly recommend you guys kind of move up a level, and you move on from the beginner apps, and you head towards something that's more intermediary. Or it's kind of intermediate to advanced. So, but you guys get my point. And if you guys did want to move on, I mean, I have some links down below. They are affiliate links that help with the channel. But my main point is, if you click on some of those links, just kind of see how the exchanges look and see how you like them. Because some of you guys, like this is BitGet's one right here, right? This is the BitGet coin in particular. But they use the TradingView software within their platform, which I really enjoy. But maybe some of you guys don't like the way this platform. Maybe some of you guys don't like the way like this stuff looks, because they got futures, they got futures, they got quantum swap futures, U.S. unified account. They have a whole bunch of stuff, and they just have regular spot trading. If you guys just wanted to like actually buy spot, like just regular coins and hold them for a long period of time. And you can see, even though some of coins they still have tons of coins that have been doing fantastic today. Like boom, just like going off like rocket ships. There's a coin called Gods. I love this type of stuff. And so, I mean, there's just so many coins. And that's one thing I hate about Robinhood and Webull, the lack of coins and able to buy, right? And the fees are cheaper than Coinbase and everything like that. So I highly encourage you guys to be able to do that, because then you guys can keep track of all these coins here. And if you guys wanted to, you could always transfer them to another wallet where you could earn interest. But I would just say it's better to buy them off an exchange like this, because the fees are a lot cheaper. And it just makes life so much easier. And then you guys can practice with paper trading, which they have. Simulation trading. They call it simulation. I call it paper. The traditional term is paper. But I think it's just because it's crypto. They want to sound a little bit extra fancy. But yeah, so you can practice with fake money if you wanted to on this platform, which is awesome. Really, really nice. And the same thing with TD Ameritrade. Paper trading is a great, great thing to be able to do, because you're trading fake money while you learn how to trade more consistently. Robinhood Wallets 2040, exactly. They are really taking their time on it. Hey, buddies, that hack hurt Robinhood? Yeah, that reminds me. I told you guys a few days ago when the hack happened. But guys, if you guys have a Robinhood account, I highly encourage you guys to change your passwords. Please, please, please change your passwords. You can change your email if you want to. I know most of you guys probably don't want to do that. Most of you guys maybe don't have a lot of spam emails like I do. But yeah, please, please change your password just to protect your investments. Please, just do it. It may be a little bit of annoyance. Maybe if you have to find a new password I haven't used before. But really, if you guys have money in Robinhood, I really do encourage you guys to reset those passwords just to protect yourself. It doesn't happen often, but every now and again, I'll have somebody somebody new to the stream that comes on and says, "Hey, can you help me? My account was hacked. I need help." And I say what I have to say. I say that I can't help them. I have no idea how to help them. That's something that you have to lean on support with. And I mean, let's face it, Robinhood support it's pretty lackluster. Same with Webull support. So, please, please, please make sure you just protect your investments going forward by changing a password. As far as my crypto accounts, I have all of my passwords in this little notebook right here. And I update every single password once a month. Now, you guys don't have to be as paranoid as I am, but I like to think that it gives me a little bit extra security from a hacker. There we go. Boom, there we go. Let's see. Hello, oh yeah, there's a lot of people that probably have Dogecoin that they lost as well. Hey, John, you're actually very correct about the bond markets. The bond markets are very manipulated. Very, very, very manipulated. Let's see. Hey, first name. Someone gave me a Reddit award of 3 Bitcoin like 8 years ago. I can't find the wallet. Oh, yeah, that sucks. Hopefully it's out there somewhere. Hopefully it's out there somewhere, though. Hey, Christian. Coinbase Pro, any good? It's okay if you only have to trade with a phone. If you want to trade on an actual computer with a desktop or a laptop or something like that, look at the links I have in I look at the links I have down in my description. They're vastly superior to Coinbase Pro. Coinbase, even though Coinbase Pros are fees are a little bit lower, they're still pretty high compared to other exchanges. Like Coinbase is notoriously high fees. I think it's similar to what you would call crypto.com. Now, you could trade off of them. If you like the platform, definitely trade them. Just understand you're going to be paying a premium in the fees to do so. But you can definitely, if you like them, you can definitely use them to trade. I know a lot of people that use Coinbase Pro because they just like it. And if they like it, they love it, they want to stick with it, go with it. Just understand you are paying a premium in order to trade on that platform. Let's see. Robinhood users have an advantage of free commission trade if they open a crypto wallet. Do you think Coinbase and others and Binance will switch to Robinhood since it offers no free trading? No. Robinhood has a tainted name. And because of that, I don't see people going to Robinhood just for their free prices. I just don't. I don't see it happening. Now, yeah, I just don't see it. I don't care about paying fees. I know a lot of you guys don't like paying commissions or any of these fees for trading crypto. I understand that these fees are what keeps these platforms running, and I like these platforms more than Robinhood. So that's why Robinhood gives you such a shitty product. It's because they don't have the money to afford a nice product. Remember, if you go to Robinhood, and let me see if I can log into Robinhood here. I don't have much money in my Robinhood account, if you don't know. I bought some fund a long time ago just to see where it's going, and I'm just kind of holding it right now. But it's like, I don't know, 1 week it's still down like 7%, yeah. But if I wanted to go somewhere down here and look at a stock, let's say Tesla. Okay. And how do I do this? God, I don't use Robinhood enough at all. Account. Okay, Robinhood Gold. Okay. This costs $5 a month. For in-depth research and analysis. Wow. Up to $50,000 in instant deposits. Ooh. Level 2 market data. Cool. Access to margin investing. Okay. All of this is free on any other exchange. On any other exchange, this is free. But they're charging you to do it for them. You know, again, if you want basic Robinhood and it works for you, stick with it. But if you're trying to move up, if you want level 2 market data, it makes a world of difference. Like, hold on a second here. Let me see what I got here on my desktop. There we go. Give me a second. Okay, I'll install its updates. But yeah, so, you know, it really does make a difference. Okay, let me go here. I will open up my paper trading account. Here we go. It's opening. And this is TD Ameritrade. All trades are free except for options trade, which you're paying 65 cents per an option. Excuse me. Let's go to trade. Got to shrink it a little bit here. Let me full screen it very fast. There we go. So now, I have all this options data. I have level 2 data for here. So during the normal market day, you see a whole listed up here with active trading data. All the charting software I could ever want. Like they call it studies, and studies are what, you know, like this. Look at all these studies. All studies. You can go through A, like here's studies A through A through C, C through C, T through D. All of these studies, all different ways to add stuff to your chart. There's tons of them. You can go with product depth, implied volatility, all type flexible grid if you wanted to look at more charts than one. This is kind of wonky because I've been playing around with it. But you can go to market watch if you want to see, like, you know, make a certain watch list. If you want to scan for certain stocks so you can see what's going on at any moment of the day, you can do that. You can have a spread book, spread hacker, options hacker, education system. Like, they have it all, and it's free. You know, that's why I don't like it about Robinhood. They're charging you for stuff that any other place would just give you for free. Now it's not loading up right now, probably because I don't know. I guess I've never actually looked this up on a simulated trading account, so maybe that's just it. But yeah, so they have everything you could ever use. They got videos, from CNBC. You can watch CNBC live while you're trading. You know, if you have support, you can oh yeah, okay, this is after hours, so yeah. But you can go right here, you can go to support, and somebody can help you out. They can take control of the computer and help you out perfectly. Support panel, yes. You could also go to messages. They also have chat rooms on here. So if you wanted to, this is simulated chat, but if you wanted to, you could chat with other traders throughout the day. So if they have a good play, like, hey everybody, I'm thinking about this, what do you guys think? You guys can talk to them. So it's like an old version of Discord, but everybody in here is somewhat of a successful trader or somebody that knows how to trade to the consistently. So a whole bunch of stuff you can do, and they give you all the options. These are all the options that were traded, say, on all the different exchanges here, all the different exchanges. So that's why I say it's better to move on. And what you could even do is you could filter this data out, right? Maybe I only want stuff that quantity, like people only bought like 20 options or more. And here's everybody that bought 20 options or more of AYX. So, you guys get my point. But I highly recommend you guys start moving on from those apps. You don't have to, but it's just something that will help your growth over time. Ooh, Bitcoin just got a little bit of volume here. That is interesting. I think somebody just longed it. Okay, here. Let's do a little bit of refresh. Bitcoin was shorted. Bitcoin was longed. Okay, there you go. There was a matcher there. Bitcoin was longed. Okay, so there was a couple longs that just happened, a little bit more than the shorts. Somebody tried to short Bitcoin, so somebody was buying it back up. Oh, I see. Okay, so yeah, somebody tried to short it, somebody longed it right back up. That's what happened. That's why you see so much volume. It wasn't all buying volume. Like 40% was shorting, 60% was longing. Thinking about it like that. And so somebody is trying to take down Bitcoin right now. So that is interesting to watch. But our friendly neighborhood whales were able to kind of stop them. But it does show that there's still an active effort to bring Bitcoin down even more. So if you guys are going to bed sometime in the next few hours, just make sure that you guys have alerts set up so if Bitcoin does drop, you guys are able to get an alert on your phone, rush over to your computer or to your phone, and you guys can make any appropriate trading decisions that you guys need to make. Let's see. Hey Monica, do you consider oh no, you already asked me that one right there. Oh, Monica, didn't you already ask that question before? Yeah, you already asked that PNGY question. Yeah, I said it's okay to play on the bounce. The one thing you want to make sure though is the market may take one more dip tomorrow. It may take one more dip tomorrow in order for the major indexes to hit their 20-day moving averages, and then from there we might have a rebound. Not so much tomorrow, but what's tomorrow? Thursday. So Friday. So Friday is going to be that good rebound day if it does happen. Maybe tomorrow is going to be a good good rebound day for the overall market. But you got to be careful because these bad inflation numbers are not helping anything out at the moment. Oh, but you probably thought I was talking about Hasbro. Sorry, I didn't see this Hasbro message you had up earlier. Hasbro call I bought yesterday was making 40% profit, but I didn't sell. I went down to 5% at the end of the day. I thought since it did well overall, down market day, high chance it will get again. That's not a bad idea. And next time, don't be afraid to scale out a little bit of those Hasbro calls, especially with the market being as shaky as it is. If we didn't have those bad inflation numbers, if we weren't kind of overstimulated the economy right now, especially with all the let's say bad inflation, supply chain issues, whatever you want to call them, I know the market would be doing a lot better. Those plays would be working out a lot better for you. But because of those bad inflation numbers, it really did take a hit on the market. Like month to month, inflation was 1%. 1%. That's horrible. And I don't know if they're going to get better anytime soon. I don't know if the current administration has a plan to deal with it. They kind of say they do, but putting more money into the economy doesn't really help out inflation too much. It may help with productivity of the nation down the line, but like right now, I don't think it's going to help out inflationary prices at all. And I know, while I'm not too impacted by inflation, probably more, but just by gas prices and maybe the food I buy. But I have enough money to cover that. There's a lot of people that don't have enough, but they don't make enough money, and they're realizing all of a sudden, whoa, you know, it's hard for me to afford all the bacon, eggs, butter, milk, and cheese and everything all at the same time. Now I maybe have to get a cheaper cheese. Maybe instead of like the nice Tillamook cheese, I have to get the government cheese, big old bricks or something like that. You get my point. So people are having to make these tough decisions, and maybe Tillamook is losing a little bit of money. And eventually, what the concern is, if people stop buying products, well, does that mean that over time that people are going to have to get laid off and they're going to hit a recession? Now, it would suck to have a recession after COVID's over, right? So we have to hope that the people are going to continue to buy stuff, you know, as they go. But if things keep on rising to a certain degree, how are you going to keep on buying what you can't afford? You're going to put it on credit? Then what happens when you can't pay the banks back? It turns into a nasty mess that nobody wants to deal with. Let's see. Hey, no, I have 10 trading view tabs open on my comp. There you go. Transferring everything from Robinhood to Webull at a different exchange next year. Yeah, it's definitely not a bad idea. Like, it really is not. You do have to pay a fee for that, so just be aware of that, but it's definitely worth it. I mean, it really is. On the flip side, well, if you have anything that's down, you could always sell that. It would help you. It would help you with taxes this year, and then just put that cash directly in there in another way, so you don't have to actually put your losers, transfer them over, because why pay for them if they're losers? Might as well take that loss, put that into help you out with taxes, then move that money over to an exchange the other way. Anything has been making you money, then you can pay that fee to transfer them over that part of that portfolio. But anything that's a loser, help yourself out with taxes and sell it, move it over, buy it back if you want to, but it'll just save you some money. Hey, no worries, Monica. No worries whatsoever. You might have thought I was talking about Hasbro or something like that. Don't worry about it. It wasn't so much like you saying it twice. It was more of me thinking, is it deja vu for me? That's what I was wondering. Hey, no, what do I think about Fidelity? I think it's wonderful. E-Trade, Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, and Schwab, I think they're all good. Now, Schwab is probably my least favorite, but it's still good. If you guys ever wanted to see what they look like, all you got to do is type in, TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim. You look at the images, and you can kind of get an idea of what their system looks like. You know, all the different things you could do. Active trading is a really fun thing to do, but most people don't do it. It's just kind of an annoyance. But if you have a lot of money and you want to do block trading, it's really cool. And you see Fidelity. How do you spell Fidelity? Oh, I misspelled Fidelity. Fidelity platform. I think they actually have a image. Fidelity's platform. Is this? No, it's this. Yeah, it's Fidelity right here. So it looks cool as well. Nice. Everything's kind of split apart. You can move stuff around. That's why I like these exchanges. You can definitely move a lot of stuff around here. And so yeah, Fidelity's another good one. And then lastly, you have E-Trade, or get Schwab too. E-Trade, and it looks like this. A little bit more simple. So that's why, it's my third choice. But it is good for beginners here because it's not so overwhelming. You look at TD Ameritrade and Fidelity, that can be very, very overwhelming. I have to say. Now you can also go with Schwab. I don't know how to spell Schwab. Yeah, Schwab. See, they don't even have pictures of their Schwab platform. A little bit more like the TD Ameritrade one right here. I just don't like it too much because for some reason the vibe always felt kind of off. I don't know why. It just seems like everything is just not in the right position. Now, I'm pretty sure you could adjust that, but I don't feel like adjusting stuff. I want it to be somewhat okay when I first log on. Here's another one. There's a lot of data you can have over here. Now, this is Fidelity. Yeah, that's what it was. But yeah, you get my point. There's a lot of stuff you can do on these professional platforms. And again, they're all free. All they ask you to do is have more than $0 in your balance at the end of the month. And you don't have to have $0 in there, but if you don't have any money in your account after 6 months, I think they close it. But I would expect you guys to have at least $1 in their account. Literally anything over 0 is fine. Is fine. Let's see over here. Hey Ken, hey Mike, can you check NEO? Yeah, let me take a quick peek here. I know the EVs have been doing okay lately. Down 3% today, or a little under. Oh, and it broke out too. It's just a shame. Well, currently it's breaking down here, so right there. Breaking down, hopefully can hold over the 50-day moving average or so. There's not really a good opportunity to buy at the moment unless you're trying to swing off of here or do a bounce play. As far as breakouts are concerned, I own Neo. I've owned Neo since it was like back down here. It's only in my retirement account, so it's not like I can sell it. Well, I can, but I'm not going to. What I'm waiting for personally is you see this perfect pennant forming. Give it some more time. Give it some more time. As long as the market doesn't crash, I think this thing is going to have a nice rally here, a nice boom. And the next earnings report isn't until March of 2022. I'm really just waiting for Neo to go boom like this. This is going to be a really good breakout. I'm going to be buying a bunch of options when it happens. But short term wise, we are currently breaking down on Neo, so I'd be very cautious about it. There's still opportunity for it to bounce off the 50, so if that's the play, that is the play. If you want to be buying tomorrow, that's the play. If it does break down below the 50-day moving average, then you got to think it's probably going to come closer to maybe $34 or $33, $36, which is not going to be too exciting. What I'm basically waiting for is that breakout. But if you look at the daily chart, look at this. We're getting closer and closer for the 50 to cross above the 200, which would be a very bullish signal known as the Golden Cross. And if that occurs, you're going to see a Neo. Well, it just means it's very bullish. And in anticipation with this easy breakout opportunity right here, I think that's going to lead to Neo going to possibly all-time highs in the next year. What is this? This is December. All-time highs would happen probably closer to next year. But the breakout could happen sometime end of November or December, maybe even sooner if it has a big pop off. But that would take some news, and I'm not going to assume there's going to be news coming out about something I don't know about. So that's what I would say going for Neo. Currently breaking down, an opportunity for a short-term bounce play off the 50-day moving average, but long-term, I'm more enticed to trade options on this when it breaks out of this pennant right here, because it looks very, very beautiful. I mean, this is like typical pennant right here. Everything about this looks perfect, ready to go, just waiting for the breakout, and that's when everybody's going to go heavy. I mean, that's when you're going to see institutions going flat out like, let's go crazy on this play. So that's what I'm looking at for Neo at the moment. Definitely good. Be patient on it though. It is breaking down right now with the opportunity to bounce off of the 50-day moving average. All right, there we go. And it's getting closer to that 200-day move. Excuse me, the 200 moving average on the 5-minute chart. I want to see how it reacts to that one actually. But we still have about half an hour before that happens. Let's see. Hello, Scratcher. It's good to have multiple trading apps because of the 25K. The pattern day trading rule. Yeah, if you guys trade crypto only exclusively, you guys don't know that in the stock market world, you have to have $25,000 in your account if you want to become a day trader. So the best way to get around that is by having multiple exchanges. That way you can day trade on multiple apps. So you can have, instead of having 3 day trades on an exchange per the 5-day rolling period, you can have 3 on Robinhood, 3 on Webull, 3 on Public, 3 on something else, 3 on something else, and so you might have a total of 15 overall day trades, which can be pretty nice as well. Let's see. Hey, Legrasso. I'm not going to get so much into politics, but yeah, the current administration is not doing a good job with inflation. I think they didn't think it was going to become a political problem, and this is not like, I'm not trying to get political here, but as far as the market's concerned, I don't think they thought it was an actual concern of theirs until just recently, and they only started caring about it once it started showing in the polls, which is unfortunate for the market because the market doesn't like inflation, first of all, and and just kind of unfortunate for everyday Americans. I'm rooting for them to succeed in lowering inflation. I just don't know if they have the ability to do it, because it seems like they just... What happens in most administrations is once they win, they kind of put their friends into the powerful positions. Trump did this, Biden did this, Obama did this, Bush did this. They all do it. But what happened was, like with the energy secretary, the energy secretary we have right now, she doesn't really know much about energy. And so whenever I see her go on TV and try to explain it, her answers are just not very good. At least Trump's guy, I forget what he had like multiple guys because people quit or were fired or whatever. But the first guy he had was like the Exxon Mobil CEO. So you may think he's a bad guy, an oil tycoon, whatever, but he understood how the energy markets worked. And so I'm waiting for this administration to get those type of people in place, and maybe only then will we start to see some rebounds. Because inflation isn't something you can throw money at to make it go away. And that's what they've been trying to do so far. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how it works out. I'm hoping next month's inflation numbers are a little bit better than what they were this month, because this month they were actually pretty bad. But I am rooting for Joe Biden to fix the inflation problems. Again, I just don't know if he's going to be able to do it, or his administration. It's not just him. It's his administration if they're going to be able to do it. We'll see. But I am rooting for him to fix it, though. Hey, Cheat Code Fitness. Why is IOTX 34 cents on Coinbase but 22 cents on Binance and KuCoin? I would say it's just the different exchanges. I'd rely on the 22-cent one. I have no idea why it's 34 cents on Coinbase. I really don't. It may just have an inflated number. Usually when that happens, it usually comes back down to the regular number that the most exchanges have. So I'd be careful if you wanted to buy it on Coinbase. Something similar happened with Ethereum Classic on Robinhood. I think at one point Ethereum Classic was like $40 higher on Robinhood than it was on the other exchanges, and it ended up coming back down pretty darn rapidly. And a whole bunch of people lost money because they bought thinking that it was going up like crazy on their apps, and then they realized when you look at other exchanges, the price was higher, and then so when the price corrected itself, it just came plummeting down in a hurry. Now, for those people that had Ethereum Classic on Robinhood, they made a bunch of money because they sold when they saw this random thing happening. But for most people, they bought a little high and they ended up losing a bunch of money. Hey Elmer, Mike, do you ever stream while you research scan screeners? I stream every now and again, but it's usually for options trading, not for crypto. I make the majority of my money in the options markets. Crypto is just much more fun because it's a 24-hour market. And crypto, I tell you guys when to buy and sell sometimes, but for the most part, nobody ever likes to listen to me, or nobody ever likes to do my strategies. Some of you guys do, and you guys send super chats because you guys are making some money. But most people don't feel comfortable buying when I'm buying. Like today, I had some limit orders that triggered, and I told you guys a few weeks ago, you guys should start having limit orders for a sudden drop in Bitcoin price. But I don't know how many of you guys actually had limit orders ready to catch the falling knife, right? I mean, I tell you guys these things, but I know it's a very different way of thinking of trading than you guys may be accustomed to. And so I tell you guys, but I don't really emphasize like, hey, do it my way or the highway, because I understand every trader is a little bit different. But the answer is yes. My next stream where I'll be going over options is going to be this Friday, I believe at 10 a.m. I'll be talking about options. And we'll be going over FinViz, and we'll be going over option flow data. I'll be pulling up the TradyTix site here. If you guys ever want to use this, I have a link down below, but it's called TradyTix. It's like AI that helps you trade, and on top of that, it has a whole bunch of cool little features in it. I don't use the AI too much personally. What I tend to do is I like to look at the live option flow data. That way I can see what the hedge funds, where the hedge funds are putting their money. And if you look at today, let me go to, I want to see what was bought, above the ask, out of the money, short expiry, over $1 million premium. And you saw a lot of puts for Tesla and puts for the QQQ. Not too much, which leads me to believe tomorrow's probably going to be bad, but not too bad. Let me clear out the million. Let me go to the premiums at the top here. Most of the money is saying that we're going to go down tomorrow for the SPY, Tesla, triple Q, Tesla again. Amazon has a call, but what's that? That's for tomorrow. Yeah, that's for tomorrow. That's not bad. Somebody's betting on Amazon having a good day tomorrow. Somebody's betting a lot of money for Amazon to have a good day tomorrow. Actually, no. When is this? When is the strike price? That's a different thing. 3,600 current price. Yeah, they're playing pretty close though. They're gonna make a little bit of money, but not a lot. Looks like most of this flow is around Tesla. So, and this is all above ask, which means they're paying a premium for it. Like, let's say I'm asking for $5 per share. You're offering me like $5.05, $5.50 per share. So you're paying a premium for it because you really, really want it. That's why I have above ask, just because people are really bullish on it. Calls Amazon, Tesla. Okay. So let me go to SPY very fast. So you can see for the majority of calls, at least on the first page, most people are buying puts. More people think that we're going to go down tomorrow. Oh, there's only one page of it. So yeah, the hedge funds and the markets think the market is going to go down tomorrow. And that's one of the cool things about options flow. You can see what the market thinks, not about the market thinks, what the hedge funds think. And you can see the overall flow is bearish, but that's only for above ask. Like what they're really bullish on and out of the money calls. If I drop this off, it's still bearish, but at least I get to see what, at ask. So yeah, but I go over all this type of stuff on the Friday stream. I do it Monday at 10 a.m. in the morning Pacific time, and then Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Let's see. Hey, the Rose Culture. You're $3 in Robinhood. Would you be able to turn $3 into $1,000 in 1 year since you are good at the stock market? Probably not. Mostly because the way you would do that is you would do penny stocks. Now, if I had $100 and I had the ability to trade options on Robinhood, which I currently don't because I don't have enough money there, then yeah, I could probably turn that into $1,000 pretty darn easily. I would just have to have like one good play, probably buying a few options, and then it would take off and that'd be good. Usually, like when I show you guys my profits, I tell you not to look at the numbers of what I'm making. I don't tell you to look at like the $41,000 or the $25,000 or the $970 or whatever. I tell you guys to pay attention to these numbers right here, because these are the percents that I look at. So if I would have bought, $100 worth of CVS calls, and it went up 477%, I mean, I'd be very close to $1,000 already. But as far as like me taking a small amount of money without options and turning it into a lot of money, I don't trade that way. I don't think that way. I think of when I just buy shares of stocks, it's a much more gradual process, and I'm not trying to make money very fast. I'm trying to make just consistent gains over weeks and months. I don't think about it as going to the penny stock areas and just pulling off buying CDI or CI, whatever the thing is, the shipping companies, the small market cap plays. I don't do that with my money. I tend to buy breakouts and watch it go higher. What I would have done, what's something here that's been happening over the last few weeks, maybe, like here, Apple. I would have bought this Apple breakout right here for $100. Watched it come up to here, maybe. I wouldn't have sold at that high, but somewhere up here and watch it stagnate. And I would have made like 3-4% on it. So I probably would have made like, $4 on the play. $4 on the play. And then I would find something else that's breaking out. And I would do it again. And I would end an extra like maybe 1 to 3%. Then another 1 to 3%. Then another 1 to 3%. And I'd be making like maybe 5% back a week or something like that, doing it over and over again. Some weeks would be worse, some weeks would be better. Because of course sometimes we can't see that market volatility, especially when we're coming down. But that's how I'd play it. And I'd play it very gradually, very slowly. That's my strategy for trading. Now, what options do is options make those small profits turn into fantastic, huge numbers, huge percentages. But, personally, that's the way I trade. I don't like going into those rapid markets. There are YouTubers out there that do that. They love the penny stocks. They love the short squeezes. There are people out there that love the Discord people that really love it. Discord communities thrive off it. There's some massive Discord communities out there. And so, it's definitely worth, if you wanted to do that, you could. But this is how I would trade personally. I'm a much more casual, slow grind. Be careful. Don't lose your money. Just make money. And if I'm making money, I'm a happy camper. Right? Now, for you guys, I suggest you guys just focus on making money. But I completely understand that you want your money to grow at a certain rate. And sometimes it can be very slow going by my methods. But once you have a large amount of money, you're not trying to lose all that money. You're trying to consistently keep on growing it and growing it. So what I'd say is, if you wanted to, practice the breakouts, do some options. Options are great for breakouts. Like this was the big trade for Apple right here. This was the Mondo one that I did earlier in the year, and that one was that led to the profits of I don't think I have them on here. Maybe I do. Yeah. So, I mean, I absolutely loaded up on calls. I had a yellow for CTR. I lost my entire investment on this one because the yellow failed. Um, but, I mean, by the end of the time I sold these calls, I of course scaled out of my positions. Uh, I mean, look at it. By the end of it, I mean, you saw I'm only making 5,000 a day because I sold off the majority of the Apple calls, but the profit was up to 915% at the end of it. That's how crazy that the profit was working out. And so, you know, these gradual things, once you learn how to trade consistently, then you can put more money down, then you can do options. Then once you understand what the price is going to do, then you can be fine. Like, I was losing money for the first few days I bought these Apple calls because it went up a little bit, but then it came down and I was losing money. Then all of a sudden, chug, 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 chug. And I started selling my options right here. Not up here. I started scaling out right here because I wanted to lock in some profits. And that's why you saw at the end, I'm not making tens, like hundreds of thousands of dollars, because I started selling a little bit earlier because I wanted to lock in those gains. Now, that ended up hurting me with my profits, but in the long term, it's helped me out a lot because not everything just soars like a rocket ship. Not everything does that. There we go. Auto. Yeah. Bitcoin's going to be taking its time here. Hey, Saul, happy to see you, my man. Hey, Courtney, I did my limit order triggered for Doge today. Hey, congrats, Courtney. I'm happy. Like, when I tell people stuff like that, I feel like people don't listen, but I know some people are, so I appreciate it, Courtney, a lot, and I'm happy your limit order triggered. Now, I mean, you could decide if you want to sell it or not. I don't know what your limit order was at, but I'm hoping you're up at least a decent amount. I'm not talking about like 10% plus, but at least like maybe 3-4% profit return back. Let's see. Hey, Saul, red or green weekend? I'm hoping for a green weekend, personally. The funny thing is, I'm thinking of taking a day off. I'm thinking of taking days off in the middle of the week. Because, as a crypto streamer, I usually hop on whenever the market's doing something. And usually on the weekends is my days off, of course. But the market's usually doing something on the weekend, right? So I'm trying to figure out how I can take days off but not miss the good stuff. But still, honestly, take time off because, like I said, my days are turning into blurs. And I know that's not a good thing. I need to, like, even with going outdoors and playing with my dog, at the end of the day, it's kind of all a blur. And I'm like, what did I do today? Or did I do that yesterday? Or did I do that the day before? Because most of the time, it's pretty the same stuff, right? Let's see. Let's see. Loans on top of loans. Yeah, Brett. Yeah, get used to that. Get used to the world. Let's see right here. Hey, Elmer, I would enjoy watching you flip through Finviz looking at patterns. Yeah, I do too. I will tell you guys that the options videos, when we look at options plays, even if they lead to money, they're not really viewed by many people. So it is much more of a boring time. We're doing much more dry work. So if you're okay with kind of watching me just kind of going through this very slow process of finding options, you can definitely watch. But don't expect me to be talking as much. I may be talking a little bit in my head. I may be kind of talking to you guys a little bit here. But towards the beginning, I'm going to try to get it more structured. The first one was kind of all over the place because people didn't know they weren't supposed to be asking about crypto. So, I had to like explain it over and over again. But I think this next one will be a little bit better. But yeah, I'm going to go a little bit more slowly this time. Just going over a bunch of Finviz pages. Because normally what I do if I go over here and I go to find options, right here, I'll go to the screener. I'll just do one of my presets here. I'll take off the U. No, let's stick with the USA for now. Okay. And what I do is I have 590 stocks to look through. Sometimes I know that may seem like a lot to you guys, but most of the time you're just kind of peeking. This isn't really breaking out. It looks like it's close though. AAP may be something good. Breaking down, or not breaking down, but it's hit down, hit down, hit down, hit down. Okay. Interesting. This is a W play. It would have been perfect to buy at $112. Now it's $116. And remember, I took out that picture, but there's a W play pattern in there as well. Looking. Nothing on the first page. And it's a very dry process. Like a very, very dry process. Huh. This may be AEP. It looks like it's ready to pop off though in the next couple weeks or so. Affirm coming down, and it was not able to break out. See, it wasn't able to hold, and because it wasn't able to hold, it came down. I'm pretty sure earnings came or something like that. AGCO. And so like, this is the stuff I'll do. And I'll go down the list. It's very boring, sorry to say, but I think the profits always make up for the lack of the lack of excitement. Although I haven't let me see. CHPT, I sold the rest of mine a few days ago. This is one of the calls I made a few weeks ago, and you saw how it popped off from there. We were trading off of this breakout right here, and I think more importantly the breakout above the 50-day moving average here, and then it ended up coming up, and I ended up making not a lot, but how do I do this? CHPT 25%. I think it ended up going like to 100% or something like that, but I only had a few calls in here. Hasbro. Oh, what's up? Hasbro. We talked about Hasbro on its breakout. It did okay. I see you were talking about Morgoth. Came up and it came right back down. See how it does tomorrow. But yeah, I would consider selling it soon because that $101 was the price target for this play, and it came up to $100. That was pretty darn close. Boeing, we're waiting for the breakout to happen here. I broke out this first trend line, but I showed you guys this one right here. I'm more inclined to buy Boeing when it actually breaks out of this 200 daily moving average, because will have broken out of this pennant right here, and it would have broken through this major level of resistance, and then we may be able to see a golden cross happen here where the 50-day moving average crosses over the 200, and from there you have a little bit of a rally where you might see Boeing try to fight through the resistance levels of 240, 252, and 258, and any Fibonacci levels that comes along with it. But it looks like it has a decent floor down here, a triple bottom at $204, which is very nice to see. And then the CPE, I don't have any technical analysis on this. A basic cup and handle, but it looks like on the breakout of the cup and handle, the stock market took a little bit of a dip today because of the bad inflation numbers, and it ended up killing it. So that's why no matter how good the technicals look, sometimes the market just kicks you in the butt. It's life. There we go. Okay. And Doge is still reaching for the 200 moving average. And let's go back to Bitcoin here. Bitcoin's probably still in this channel. Yeah, still in the channel. What's it here? Engine, yeah, I can take a quick peek at it here. Pretty similar to Dogecoin at the moment here. Everything on the 5 minutes heading for those 200 moving averages. Now to this one, we haven't talked about this in a minute here. Okay, let me see. Oh no, this is on the other chart. So okay, this is on the wrong side. Oh, it's bouncing off the 20. The 20 would have been the proper time to be buying this. If I'm going to go over here to the 4 hour, let me see what I'm looking at. No. Okay. Oh, these highs or this support. Okay. I think it's okay if you wanted to keep on holding it. I'd really see how it actually runs into these 50 moving average and the 20 moving average here on the 4 hour chart. That's what I'd be looking at right now. If it does drop below this support right here at $2.59, I would definitely consider selling it off and buying it, getting a better price later on. On the 15, it's still grinding here. What you're mostly watching is if it breaks above the 50, which I think it can, and it goes up to test the 200 by if this were independent from Bitcoin, I think it would be just fine. Your real choice about selling this is going to be when Bitcoin breaks down or up out of this channel right here. Expect some volatility from Bitcoin. I'm hoping it's bullish volatility, but we just don't know. This is waiting for a move here. It's just waiting for whales to make that decision for it. If this gets hit back down, you want to be careful and sell. Otherwise, I think you're just fine to continue holding until Bitcoin makes a decision. So that's what I'll say about this one. That's going to be with most coins at the moment. because what could happen here is all these altcoins could just be having massive bull traps because they're recovering quite nicely because Bitcoin stabilized again, of course. And, you know, but if Bitcoin goes up, they're going to go up as well. But if Bitcoin goes down, you're going to see a massive like 5, 6, 10% plus drop on some of these altcoins, which is not going to be a fun experience for anybody. I saw the panic today when, you know, Bitcoin took the dip. People were not having it. And just like I said a few minutes ago, well, I told you guys this at the beginning of the stream, but I told you guys Dogecoin was going to try to reach the 200 moving average. And it hasn't reached it yet, but it's trying. It's trying. You normally see these after the large dips. They usually try to come up in the 5-minute is usually the place. The 15, you can see it broke above the 50, so it may have an opportunity to hit the 200 up here. But normally in the 5, there's always a little bit of resistance right here. So we'll see what happens. Usually each one is a short. You can long on top of each other. So there's like they're simple kind of trading patterns if you guys have leverage. If you guys wouldn't be normally trading this if you guys didn't have leverage. Hey Elmer, yeah, the boring stuff is the important stuff for sure. Let's see. Hey Brett, hey Mike, I'm trying to stay away from pennies a little bit more, but LQWD could be a game changer for companies accepting digital currency as payment. Do you think could help with this? Let me see. Hey Valentine, I hope you're right. I hope bears have a killing tomorrow. Or make a killing, excuse me. I hope Secret Fish is here. Oh, let me see. LQWD. I don't. Yeah, this is not showing up as a stock to me. Yeah, it's not showing up for me personally. Let me see. Is it over the counter or something? Israel boost Bitcoin holdings. Here, let me just see what they're. Okay. Over the counter. So it's over the counter. I don't know if it's in America or not. If you wanted to, you could put down a couple $100 for a long-term position on this one. It does have a very small market cap of 40 million, which is tiny, minuscule in the stock market. So yeah. I would say if you wanted to, you could do a long-term hold. Again, I don't know exactly what they do and whatnot, but if you've taken a quick peek and looked at their products and you believe in what they what they have, especially with the low market cap, I think it could definitely be a good play. Now, see, this isn't a short squeeze or something very crazy. This is more of an educated long hold position on a penny stock. That's much different than if you're just kind of going all in on something that like kind of pops up and it has like it has splits every few months as it tries to rebound and get back above $1. Totally different things. So I think, yeah, it'd be worth putting some money behind that for sure. Let's see. Oh, no worries, bro. Oh, I knew it was the right tickle signal. If it's over the counter, though, FinViz won't have it. It's hard to find other places. Oh, come on now. Waiting to see what happens here. See, it tapped it right there and it came back down a little bit. I can see if it has a little bit the power to push it up even more. Dog was still asleep, but he moved over closer to me before he woke up and came over, then passed out again. All right, I think that's good. Let's see. Yeah, good. Yeah, the company is the first of its kind for sure. It's a company for crypto. I would definitely think of taking a small position into it then for long-term hold. That's something I buy in my retirement account. I sound like I put a couple of $1,000s in my retirement account, well, a little more in the month, right? And I'm like, let me buy some of this and see where it goes. Maybe it goes nowhere. Maybe it goes somewhere. It doesn't hurt me all too much in the retirement account. Let's see. All right, everybody. I'm gonna call it a night. It's been a good what? Oh my God, almost 3-hour stream. So yeah, it's definitely been a good night, guys. I will be live tomorrow at 10 a.m. I believe. Maybe no. Let's say 11 a.m. Pacific time. Let's say that. I'm gonna try to start going earlier. Maybe next week. I'll figure out the right time. But yeah, so everybody have a fantastic rest of your night. Again, I will see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And then we'll talk about crypto primarily. Then if you guys have any options or stock questions, I'll be happy to answer those as well. And then just be careful with Bitcoin, guys. You're seeing a lot of the altcoins take these nice rebounds here. Specifically Dogecoin. Dogecoin is up 3%. Most of the other coins are only up about 1% or still down a little bit. Watch Bitcoin. See how it moves out of this channel. and you guys will be just fine. If you guys are going to sleep, just make sure you have some type of alert set up. So if Bitcoin does have any type of volatility upwards or downwards, you guys are able to make some money off of those plays, okay? Or at least save yourself from taking the unnecessary losses, okay? All right, everybody. Thank you, Courtney, Elmer, Brett. Everybody, have a great rest of your night. And Saul, Island Time, Jamie, thank you guys very much. And all the new members, have a fantastic rest of your night. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning during the brunch time. Thanks.